Okay. Looks like we're live on the air. The show hasn't started just yet. We're about 15 minutes away. I'm on with Eric. We're doing a little pre show banter. Hey, Eric, let me bounce an idea off of your head, see what you think. I'm going to try to have people send in sound bites, like people in chat. Like, when they get into chat, I could just quickly, because
Hmm.
I have a really nice like soundboard program. So I'm gonna try to.
Hey, Frank, where did you put the summary at
What summary?
for this week?
What do you mean?
I tweeted to you to make a copy of this week's or last week's summary.
You can just go to rpgrinders.podbean and get it. I mean, here, I'll give you a copy.
No,
Let's.
like as a Google Doc. That's what I meant.
Oh, it's just in the doc, dude. That's where's that? Right there. What do you mean,
Yeah, but
like last week's?
yeah, for
What?
episode 572.
This is 574.
Yeah, so we need 573s.
Um,
I only see 572s up
what
to that much.
what do you mean? Like just the Google Doc? We change the Google Doc every week, dude.
I know, but I make a record of every one.
Oh, just make a little note that we don't, you know, I mean, because I didn't know
Well, if
that.
you didn't listen to what I typed in, then fuck it then.
Yeah, just skip a week, dude. It's no big deal, man. I mean, people listen to the show. They can get the links from
So I don't
listening.
know what you did then when I told you to do that.
Well, according to your text, dude, you needed me to get the news, which I did,
Yeah.
and you needed me to. Um, hold on a second here. Uh,
Hold on a second here.
oh
Oh.
shit. Okay. I didn't know you needed me to copy that, dude. Like, there's no. I mean, you could just take uh, the synopsis and then use that. Here, I can. I got it ready to go for you, Eric.
It doesn't have any of the news articles though.
No, but I mean, for a week, it's no big deal, dude. I didn't know you needed a copy of that. It's not a problem. Um, I can always get that for you later if you need, man.
I mean,
Uh,
I think it'd be hard now because you erased everything.
well, it's not a. I mean, dude, it's not that big of a deal. If you want me to get the links, I'll get the links for you.
No, don't even bother now.
Okay. All right. If you're just joining us, show's RP Grinder. Show hasn't started yet. We're starting in about 10, 12 minutes or so, depending on when break gets here. Should be a fun show. We've got, of course, the usual news. I don't have very many discounts this week to talk about, although I know Sony just put up a really good discount on theirs.
There's one
Uh,
like a sale almost every week.
yeah, I know it's hard to keep up, so I just tell people go to PlayStation and check it out and Xbox. I
Unless
mean,
there's like a round three of whatever they did
there
with
was no
that.
round three, but it's a different sale, and it's actually a
Mm.
decent sale. But I can't keep up with all those sales, man. It seems like PlayStation's coming out with like major sales every week, like you said, Eric. Nintendo never has anything like of substance. Their stuff is always,
They have
usually.
big sales, but like they're like sporadic, and they're always and when it's the first party stuff, it's always 30%.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
never over 30%.
Yeah, there's never like a 50% off sale or
Well,
like.
no, there are just it's just like very rarely there are.
Yeah, well,
And DLC never or season pass stuff never gets sold at a discount.
yeah. 70, 80, 90% on PlayStation most times. Sometimes on Xbox it's like that, but very rarely on Nintendo. Break's gonna hopefully have some Dear Breakman questions for you. What else we got going? Eric and I guess, are going to be doing a joint
This is the
review
games under $20 sale. Is that what you're talking about?
on what, Nintendo or what?
On PlayStation Store.
Yeah, PlayStation Store. There's a big sale. Eric and I are gonna
Best
have
of PS3 as well. That's another one.
Yeah, Eric and I are gonna have a joint review of the Joker. I'm also gonna be doing.
It's just Joker, actually.
Well, I know, but I mean, it doesn't matter, man. It's the same shit. I'm gonna have a review of The Lighthouse. You're gonna want to stick around for that. See what I got to say about that movie. I've got a very funny heiscapade that I tweeted out. If you follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches, that's where the goings-ons are there. But it's gonna be involving my mom of all people on a heiscapade. Can you believe that? Not that
Well,
she.
that didn't take long. Ghostbusters the video game remastered under $20.
Yeah, no, that's a good deal.
I'd rather get it for Switch though, so we can just play it whenever.
Yeah. Let's see.
I don't know. Should I get the PS4 version of Dark Souls 2? I have the PC version, but
Yeah, I would recommend that, Eric. I have it. It's good. I need to get Dark Souls 3, and I really want to get Dark Souls 1 remastered, but I'm waiting for a sale on that. Stinkos are going to be interesting this week. Let's see. Some impeachment stuff, some political stuff for those that want to hear my rant on what's going on with that nonsense. There's been lots of updates and nonsense going on in that regard.
So at least if I get the PS4 version, I don't have to worry about my save getting lost because it's in a stupid folder somewhere else where it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Let's save in the main C folder
Yeah.
with the user file.
Yeah, I know.
Instead of where I installed the game.
Yeah. Sweetos, got a tiny good one. Dude, if I didn't have my Sweeto this week, Eric, I could have totally helped you out with your Stinko. But
The only negative to getting on the PS4 and the Xbox One though is that you have to get their subscription service to do the online stuff.
yeah, but
And I have it on PC already, but it's like I want every version of that game possible. So
yeah, I got PlayStation Plus all the way through, I believe, 2021 because I got a couple years worth a while back, so I don't have to worry about that. We're gonna have an interesting free for all this week as well. Basically, if you could get rid of one annoying thing in your life, what would it be, big or small? That's gonna be fun. We should have plenty.
If you somehow missed Titanfall 2 last month, you can buy it on sale.
Yeah, Titanfall 2 is always on sale, man. That's one that usually I've seen it as low.
They might as well just permanently discount the price.
Yeah, I've seen it as low as $5. So that's a good game. And I think I have that on Xbox. I bought it on Xbox, but then of course PlayStation Plus came out with it. I think a month or two ago, somewhere around there. So it's gonna be a jam-packed, action-packed show. We're waiting on Breakman to get here. About 5 minutes, we'll start the show, and we should rock and roll. We should have a really fun show, Eric.
Dishonored, Death of the Outsider. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good deal too. I saw that.
That's a standalone expansion for the second game, I think.
Yeah. And that's fine. It's good. I got the whole shebang like a long time ago. I think I got that actually on Xbox. I think I only paid like $15 for both games and all the expansions and stuff like that. But it's still a good deal. It's a great game. Part 2, Dishonored 2 is a better game, and I like that game because you can play stealthily, like Dungeon Buster likes to play. I like to play guns blazing most of the time if I'm going to play an FPS, but I know that's not always the best.
Doesn't look like Dishonored 2 is on sale though.
Yeah, probably not. But it does go on sale quite often. I don't know. There's gonna be tons of stuff, tons of fun stuff on the show. I'm gonna ask everybody to send in clips, especially the people in chat. The normal people that come into chat, like Freak 5 and Dungeon Buster and Wyland. Wyland was in the hospital, Eric. he had kidney stones, and I was kind
Mm.
of worried about the dude, but it seems like he's doing a bit better, so he might show up today. But everybody normal that come, the normal uh, misfits that are in chat. I'm gonna ask them to send in their introductory clips. It's gonna be something kind of unique to RP Grinders, like when the chatters come in and I see them. Oh, I will play their because I got a nice soundboard, so I'd like for everybody to send in the clip that they want me, as long as it's a short clip, like probably like 5 seconds or less. MP3 format is probably going to be the best way to go. Send it into my email. I'll throw it in my soundboard, and then when you get into chat, then you will get a hero's welcome. Um, I mean, there's just going to be tons of cool stuff on the show today. I am thinking of buying a one of a kind custom RP Grinders hat to give away on the show. Hat or shirt. Haven't quite decided, but the hats look really slick, man. I was
Well,
like,
here's a cool deal. The Batman the Enemy Within and Telltale Season 1 um, are both $5.
yeah, that's a good deal. I did see that. Like, it's a good sale on PlayStation for sure. But I mean, to go through all those sales every week, it just gets a little tiring, and
Yeah.
But if there's anything of note, I'm sure Eric will mention it, or I'll mention it, whatever. We always let y'all know what
Who the
what
hell wants to buy Knack for
what.
$10?
Yeah, Knack is an interesting game. That was a PlayStation Plus freebie. Um, it's not the greatest game in the world, but I can see. I mean, that wasn't that a launch title, Eric? Knack.
I might be tempted to torture myself through the original Surge if it were $5, but it's not.
Yeah.
So
Wait till that one goes down to 5. I'm sure it'll go down to $5. Surge was another PlayStation Plus title, Eric. So there's lots of. I mean, PlayStation Plus, for all the shit that it gets, there are some decent titles. I just wish they would give us 4 games instead of 2. I mean, Xbox is still giving away 360 games. I don't understand why PlayStation couldn't do the same. I wonder what's going to happen when the PlayStation 5 comes out, if they're still going to give away PlayStation 4 games and PlayStation 5 games. That would be interesting.
I hope it's backwards compatible with PS3 and PS2 at
It is.
least.
The rumor is that it's not going to be, Eric, which I've come to terms with it. I thought it would have been cool to have kind of a legacy system for the PlayStation 5, but it doesn't appear that that's going to be the case. There is some rumors that probably within the next month or so, we're going to see the final version of the PlayStation 5, like what it's going to be at launch, what it's going to look like. So that's really
They
exciting.
at least need to start getting PS Now to like put out downloadable PS3 games.
Yeah.
That would at least be a like you should be able to do that on the PS5 at least, and that should be the least they could do.
Yeah, that would be nice for sure. Um, but yeah. So today's show should be pretty jam packed with lots of content. Like I said, we're gonna be doing some fun little mini changes. I want to make the chatters feel better about being in chat. And if you're interested, if you're listening on the archives, if you're on YouTube, Twitch, or just listening in general, send in your clips. If you want to join chat, you'll get kind of a hero's welcome with your sound clip. So it's got to be 5 seconds or less. And that should be fun. I mean, can you imagine what type of shit that Freak 5 or Wyland, or I always picture Wyland's like entrance, like a Mortal Kombat clip or something like that. Dungeon Buster, like don't shoot the food type thing, from Gauntlet or whatever. If you guys hear any banging in the background, that's because they're putting in new flooring, so we're gonna have to deal with that all show. So I'll try to mute as much as I can, but you're just gonna have to bear with us. Looks like Breakman's in here. Let's see. I just typed to Breakman. He just came on. But yeah, it's been interesting, Eric. I've been watching this new channel called SGV News, and this guy's like an independent. He's a journalist slash First Amendment auditor, and he don't take shit from nobody, not even cops. So, I love that type of shit. So check out that channel. I requested an interview with him over email, so hopefully he'll get back with me and we could talk a little bit about.
I don't see anybody talking in chat.
I don't think anybody's in chat at the moment, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not a problem. Let's see. Yeah, nobody's in chat yet. They usually get into chat about 10, 15 minutes into the deal. So I'm not 100% sure we're on the air. So there's that.
No, it's one of those days, huh?
Yeah, it's one of those days. But
I don't understand why I get kicked every time you add someone.
huh? I have no idea.
I don't know why my computer goes into sleep mode randomly.
What? Dude, I know why, but you guys don't want to hear the reason why.
No, it's Windows. What your reason why? Like,
Yeah.
give me a cheap Mac, okay, I'll use it.
Well, I wished I could. If I had unlimited money, you would definitely.
If you had unlimited money, I wouldn't be asking you for a cheap Mac. I'd be asking for cheap anything.
Yeah, you'd be asking for
I
like.
got kicked off again. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. You're having a heck of a time, Eric. I don't know what's going on there. Should be a fun show, Breakman. I've got an idea to add a little bit of spice to chat, like to entice people to come into chat. Hold on
So
one
you're gonna
second.
keep your shirt on at least, right?
Yes,
Okay.
there will be no shirt, nonsense here. What is going on here?
It's a Tice audience, so I had to
Right,
assume.
right, right. That's exactly right. Okay, let's see. Uh, Bear with me a couple minutes here, guys. I'm doing some shit here. Let's see. Boom. And move this out. And we are good to go. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, it should be fun if you're just joining us. We're going to have a heck of a show today, Breakman. I know you just got in, but I've got a heck of a story to tell you guys. I'm watching all the Star Wars movies with my mom, and my mom had an all-timer for us in our Heiscapades today. It's going to be a heck of a show.
Is she going to see Rise of the Skywalker with you?
Yeah, when it comes out on Disney Plus, I'm not going to go to the movie theaters or anything like that. But we're up to episode 7, so we got to finish that one up, and then we'll do 8 and 9, and then she has some interesting perspective on the Star Wars series as a whole, and it's fun to watch somebody that's never my mom has never seen these movies ever before, even the originals, and
Yeah.
I'd love to get her in here in studio and discuss it with her. I'm gonna work on that. When we're done with all the movies, I might have Mama Branches come into the studio and talk a little bit about it, and we can kind of pick her brain as kind of a Star Wars newbie. And I think you guys would be really surprised at
Show Ewok
what
movies.
what's that?
You show the Ewok movies.
I did not show her I don't want to taint her view of things, man. You
I
know what I'm
don't
saying?
think the Ewok movies are even on Disney Plus because
No,
I don't think
but
Disney owns them because they were made by a different company.
no,
Yeah,
but
they try to distance themselves from those.
yeah, and I could let her see those, but I'm not gonna taint her.
Which is funny because like they used to air them on the Disney Channel a long ass time ago.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, you guys ready to go? I think I'm ready to go.
Or the shitty animated Ewoks movie or the Droids movie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna show her
Or
any
the
of the nonsense.
Ewok cartoon or the droid cartoon.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not showing
These
her.
movies. I'm talking about like the 80s cartoons.
No, I'm not.
No, this was in the 80s. This was like in the 90s.
No, I'm not-
early 2000s maybe.
I'm not
No, I'm
showing
talking
her.
about the early 80s. Like there was a
Oh.
droids cartoon and then there was a Ewoks cartoon.
Yeah, no, I'm not showing her
Maybe
any
this
of that
was
shit.
probably mid 80s because
Yeah,
it was
I'm not-
around Return of the Jedi because it was Ewoks.
Yep, I'm
And
not.
then, and
I'm
then
not.
one around 3PO and R2.
Yep, definitely not showing any of that nonsense. But it's really interesting to hear. I'm sure you guys would kind of appreciate like kind of like a blank canvas.
Like the ones I'm talking about was strictly called Droids, and the other one was strictly called Ewoks.
Yeah, we're not I'm not showing her any of that shit, man. Her. You guys are, man. I need to get her in studio for that, because that I mean, it's almost priceless to hear like an older person's perspective that has never seen the movies before. So it's interesting. I think Breakman, you would probably find it kind of fascinating, man. She's echoed a lot of the points that you've said about Star Wars, and some people in chat and stuff. So it's
if
just,
you can't get her on, then like have it written down somewhere.
no. I if I can't get her,
another person and get them to say whatever they want.
yeah. If I can't get her in studio, I might record something with her to just basically talk about it. Maybe a 5-10 minute, kind of deal. But I mean, it's actually really fascinating. I I was really surprised, because I have my own tainted view of the series. I know Breakman, being near my generation.
Wasn't one of your tweets about how she called the Wookiee
Don't say anything. Don't say anything. That's my highscapade today. We'll get into it. Don't spoil that. How dare you, sir? But yes, that's one of her points that I'll be talking about in my highscapade. You guys ready to go? Speaking of,
Yep. Watch Rise. You should let her hear our podcast.
We should not do that.
No.
At any
if she heard our
expense.
podcast, Frank would be disowned.
Well, how do you know I haven't already been disowned, man? But
disowned.
That's probably true, man. You've got a good point there. Okay, you guys ready to rock and roll?
Double disowned Frank. Sorry,
How
Frank.
dare you? How dare you? Okay.
One who did it.
Okay, here we go, guys. And welcome everybody to episode 574 of RPGrinders. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great, Breakman the Bold. Gentlemen, how was your week? I'll start with you, Breakman, because you always like the long silence. How was your week, man?
My week's over with? What do you mean?
That quick, huh?
Has it even happened?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is
Cool.
interesting. Lots of weird stuff happening this week, especially politically, which I'm sure Break and I will get into later. Eric, how was your week, man?
Garbage.
Ugh, garbage. I know you've had a little bit of car trouble, and that's probably not adding anything to the conversation, right?
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we will just move on to the news then. RPG News. All right, Eric, you are up.
All right. There's going to be DLC for the Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I think it's for expansion pass owners, but I don't think there has been any real substantive DLC for the expansion pass so far, and this is like the first thing.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be it's gonna be called Cinder Shadows, and it's gonna be about a hidden fourth house that was. And despite the fact that the game's called Three Houses, I guess this is the house that no one wanted to talk about.
The Forbidden House.
Yeah. But it says the side story entry will be added to the game's main menu, so it'll be easy to access and obscure stuff like Dark Souls. Yeah. But and it'll have save data completely separate from the main story, which is also a good idea. But all the maps in DLC are said to have lots of gimmicks, so I guess there's like weird stuff like maybe you can activate traps or something.
Okay.
But, says we'll have different gameplay flow cycle for the main stories, main games, monthly training, and end of month battles. This is why you could scout and recruit other students in the main story. Cinder Shadows will have you fight with a predetermined set of members, so it's going to be more like classic Fire Emblem.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. And nothing wrong with that. You know, for all the season pass owners, at least it's a little bone. Hopefully they give you guys a little bit more.
I'm guessing this fourth house is kind of like a special ops unit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Before we move on to the next story, I got to ask you guys, what do you guys think of this idea? I know we don't have anybody in chat right now, but I'm thinking for like a incentive to like have people in chat, like they send in like a 5 second or less like soundbite for them. Like every time I see somebody, like for instance, like one of our chatters is Dungeon Buster, right? When Dungeon Buster comes into chat, which he usually comes into chat a little bit later, I play a little sound clip like Elf needs food badly, because you know that's how Dungeon Buster
like
rolls.
its own theme song, maybe.
Yeah, like a little mini, like 5 second or less, like kind of entrance music.
Oh,
type
this is
deal.
apparently the last DLC for the expansion pass.
Last. Wow, I didn't think they got too much stuff.
Unless there's like a season pass 2 or something, but
Oof,
you know.
okay, all right. What do you think of that?
I think the other things you could download are like extra maps for like grinding and stuff, maybe.
Yeah. So what do you think of that, Break, man? I was kind of talking. I didn't get into detail, but I was
Somebody
thinking.
buy me 3 houses. I don't want to play it.
I know.
Somebody buy me 3 houses, and I'm not talking about the game.
What would you do the other 2 houses? Rent them out?
Yeah, why not?
Whatever the fuck I want with them, they're mine.
Yeah, make money off of them for sure. So what do you think of my idea, Break, man? You think that's a decent idea?
I think we should ask them.
You think
I'm
we
sure-
should ask the chatters? Okay.
Yeah, when they show up, you know what? They'll either say no or they'll give us what they want to come in.
Yeah.
to.
Okay. Well, when they get in there, because there's nobody in there right now, I'm wondering if we're even on the air, because I don't see anybody in chat, but I know we're streaming. I don't know what's going on.
I don't
here.
see Dungeon Buster either.
No, Dungeon usually comes in later, so you know, it's just a thought. We'll mention it again later when we get some people in chat, like Freak 5. Like I was thinking, when Freak 5 comes in, we could just have an automatic exile. You know, you're exiled. You know, just kind of a find a soundbite. Who else was I thinking of? There was like Dungeon was one, Freak 5 was one, Wyland, like we could do some sort of Mortal Kombat like fight, you know, when he comes into chat. God, I hope Wyland's doing okay. He had kidney stones. He was in the ER like yesterday or something. Yeah, I know. I was kind of worried about Wyland for a second there, but I guess he's feeling a little bit better. But when he comes into chat, we'll ask him. Commander Root's in chat. See, Commander Root never says anything, so I don't even know. Like, what?
That'd be funny if you showed up just to say, "I want this theme song," and then we never hear from him again.
Like he gives us a 5-minute like Gates of Kiev like soundbite, or you know, some weird. Yeah, that would be cool. I wouldn't mind that. I was also thinking of like introducing you guys with soundbites too. So if you guys have a soundbite you want me to, like 5 seconds or less, just kind of.
One.
Huh?
Breakman needs something Mega Man related. That's
No, I
all
already
I'm
have
saying.
one.
Oh, you have one?
Yeah, you already gave it to me. Remember?
What?
Well, we'll get to it at some point, won't we?
Well, that's your intro for your segment. I'm talking about like your like, you know, like at the beginning of the show.
Wrestling intro.
Yeah.
So after we do the theme song, then you're gonna stop and do the entrances for each one of us.
I might do
What you're
that.
saying?
I just might do that. You know.
No, we're already the worst. Are we trying to top ourselves now?
We are. We really are trying to top ourselves for sure. All right, let's get to the next story, Breakman.
Coming to us live from RPG site. Bethesda announced the Elder Scrolls Online Greymoor for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, set to release this summer. So
Watch it be as broken as Fallout 76.
Oh my God! Don't say that. Don't say that,
set to
Eric.
release on May 18th on the PC, and for the Xbox and PlayStation, June 2nd. Price starting at $39.99, and then there'll be several pre-purchase bonuses and other bundles available. So have fun with that. You know, this is a Bethesda game. You should know by now. You wait.
Yep.
If you don't know by now the wait, then that's on you.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Structure is similar to previous expansions to the MMORPG. The newest chapter works as part of a soon upcoming Dark Heart of Skyrim storyline events in-game, which will start before Greymoor's release and continue afterward as a year-long storyline. The Greymore expansion introduces a new zone, Western Skyrim, as well as new antiquities system, storyline, content, world events, dungeons, and more. Somewhat buried in the announcement information, Bethesda also states the Elder Scrolls Online Greymore will come to Stadia.
I don't know, fun playing an online game on a streaming service like that.
I know. Fuck that, man. Anyways,
Here's a little bit more about it. Supernatural hero storms plague Western Skyrim, and dark beasts led by a powerful vampire lord devour souls to further their mysterious plans. Well, I'm guessing it's to get stronger and rule the world. You know, it's
yeah.
not usually that complicated with monsters and villains. In the Elder Scrolls Online Greymore ESO's newest chapter, you must defend the besieged Nords and uncover the evil behind a monstrous resurgence. The chapter brings all new adventures to ESO players, including a new zone to explore, Western Skyrim, which I've already said like twice now. Gothic main story quest line. It ties into the dark heart of Skyrim adventure, which we've also said.
Yeah.
We've also talked about that. Massive new 12-player trial, Kind's Aegis. We talked about that. Updates and quality of life improvements, including a rework of the vampire skill line for free. So there you go.
That's cool. I think years ago I gave Skyrim my game of the year because I thought it was a fantastic game. You know, glitches be damned, but with all the bad,
like I feel the same way about Fallout 4.
Yeah, exactly. But I think over the years, I think we've learned our lesson with Bethesda. As Eric says, just fucking wait. I mean, it's too much to get into.
I'm surprised that Elder Scrolls Online is big enough that they're still supporting it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I'm guessing the content's fine. You know, I mean, the game will probably be.
I don't hear
decent.
too many people actually talking about playing it though.
So look how many people rush to play Warcraft Classic. You know, they're starving for something to play online. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know sick of the original Warcraft. Because it's been going on how many years now?
Yeah.
I forget how long ago I kicked that addiction.
Yeah, I know. I'm wondering if they're gonna give you free horse armor. That's what I'm wondering. You know, you know what I never understood about like the DLC for Skyrim. Why, after all the hullabaloo, they just didn't give that horse armor for free at some point? You know what I'm saying, Breakman? Like, with all the fucking negative press that got, like, you would have thought eventually they would have just been like, look, we understand, we're just gonna give it to everybody for free now. You know what I mean?
Or make it useful.
Yeah, like, or make it...
This armor now allows your horse to teleport and shit.
Teleport
your horse can now fast travel.
Or when you're on your horse, you can't really be hurt. The damage is minimal or something. You know, something like
now
that.
Flies and poops on the enemy.
Yeah, you can shit just like a bird on a horse. You know,
right?
That'd be awesome, man. I don't know, man. Like I'm kind of like punch drunk when it comes to Bethesda anymore. I'm not digging that vibe, and I'm big on Skyrim. I think Skyrim is one of the greatest games ever to ever, you know, make it out there. Even though there's 150 million versions of it, but no, I'm not down. You know, and it's sad. I'll wait till this. You know, actually, it's an MMO. I'm not even gonna ever.
I've
play
got a
this.
PSA for people. If you want to take your soda pop drinking habit, go move to Philly because their tax on that is ridiculous.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, that's the government getting our business some more. You know, whatever. Speaking of that, I'm working on another interview with.
Gotta do anything to tax us.
If you want a 12-pack of Coke, it's gonna cost you about $9.15.
Yikes! That's crazy. Yeah. That's really crazy. That's some bullshit.
If you want like a single bottle, it's gonna be like $2.39.
Ugh, that's icky. That's shitty. I drink a lot of Diet Pop, but man, I'll be damned if I'm gonna pay $9 for a fucking 12-pack of pop. No, fuck that. All right, let's move on. I think it's my turn, right? Break. Yes, no,
yeah.
Maybe so. Okay. This is an interesting story. This comes to us from RPG site. World of Horror launches for Steam Early Access on February 20th. It's going to cost $14.99. Game is set for full launch on PS4, Switch, PC, Mac later this year. World of Horror, I just said that. Game features 5 playable protagonists in a turn-based roguelike system where each character has their own perspective on strange happenings taking place in seaside Japantown, in a seaside Japantown, Japanese town. Find a blah 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 whatever. So it follows the rural residents of why do they repeat themselves over and over and over? But it sounds like you investigate the return of eldritch monsters, solve puzzles, and collect arcane spell components, struggle against malevolent legends of folklore like the Akamanto and the Kuchisaki Ona, summoned by performing dark rites. Fight to survive this nightmarish roguelite reality with turn-based combat. Each of the 5 playable characters available in early access has their own stats and perspective on the horrors unfolding in their hometown. Defeat gruesome bosses, all illustrated and animated with disturbing images made in Microsoft Paint with the classic 1-bit graphic style. And that's something I was going to talk to you guys about. I'm playing the trailer for anybody that's in chat. I think it's just, at this point, Commander Root. But it's got a unique, sort of like old school, like Commodore 64, or like what's that other one? Like Amiga.
Yeah.
Amiga and television, something like that. I don't know if you guys are looking at the trailer, but I think it looks fantastic. I think this is old school goodness at its best with a.
Junji Ito's weirdo.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Shinji Ito. Very scary. Anything out of Ito is, is going to be weird and kind of horrific and scary and stuff like that. And based on some of the images, it's not even in color. It's kind of like black and white, like old school.
Yeah, just like his manga.
Yeah, but I think it looks interesting, and I think this is something that might be worth playing. So, if you're interested in horror games, or like I've always talked about, like RPGs in the horror vein, this might be right up your alley. So keep a lookout for that for sure. So what do you think, Breakman? Would this be something that you would play? Some kind of old school, like kind of point and click, old school, RPG adventure?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it looks good. I think I a lot of effort.
I just hope that the developer doesn't plagiarize from Murakami or like Ito himself, because that was a problem he had with Y2K.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it looks good. I mean, I hope the game plays good, and if I get any inkling that it's going to be decent, I might pick that up. So, all right, Eric, here comes some distressing news.
It actually ties into my Stinko, and I'll just talk about it now. But Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed to sometime in the fall, but apparently it's September 17th. That is assuming it doesn't get delayed afterwards. But anyways, they say they're doing this to make the game the best game they can, but the stinko here is the fact that it's not going to be 5 extra months of them taking in their time and allowing workers to, relax, but it's going to be 5 straight months of crunch.
Yeah, that sucks, and that's something that we'll definitely go back to when we get to your Stinko.
Hey, CD Projekt Red, whatever the fuck happened to the CD Projekt Red that said it'll be finished when it's finished?
That's
I feel like the success of The Witcher 3 got to their heads.
It could have, Eric. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they might change course on it because of the backlash that they're getting right now.
But why don't you just delay it to 2021, especially since your multiplayer isn't going to be out until 2022 at the earliest anyways.
Yeah, I agree, Eric, and I also think that I thought when they announced Cyberpunk and its release date that I thought it was too early, and I'm one for getting games out there. You know what I'm saying? And I think they made a huge blunder in announcing the game that early. And I kind of had a feeling it might have gone not this way, but it in a different curbed way like it is right now. And I don't
I
know.
think maybe working on Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 might have been eating into this a
That's
little
a
bit. I mean, they're
possibility.
not working on it, but it is a game they're competing against.
Yeah, yeah. That's a possibility. It's a possibility, Eric. And I'm wholeheartedly in agreement. I think they should just delay it to 2021, and we'll all be here for it. I mean, I'm sure everybody's gonna play this
And
game.
now this makes me wonder how many games have been delayed and they've worked crunch during that time.
Yeah, that's true too. You got to wonder about that. Freak Five's in chat. What's up, Freak Five? We discussed earlier about an idea I have for chatters, like all you guys in chat that come here regularly, like yourself and like Dungeon and Wyland and everybody else that comes into chat. Having your own soundbite when you enter chat, like I thought about when Freak Five enters chat, just doing an exile, but I thought I'd leave it up to the chatters to send me a soundbite, 5 seconds or less, MP3, through my email, frankbranches@gmail.com. And
Break said a curved penis, but like now I'm imagining a curb stomped penis.
a curb stop penis?
Matt,
Gross, man. I don't want to see that horror movie.
No, no, I do not.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to see that.
No.
Yeah, let's not. None of that, please. No curb
How about
stomp.
a curb stop zombie penis?
Oh God, even worse, man. Can you get any worse, Eric? I mean, let's up the ante here. What's worse than that? Not much.
I don't know.
Okay, so that's the story from Project Red, Cyberpunk 2077, delayed to September 17th. I really just wish they would delay it all the way into 2021, like Eric says. I think that would be the proper thing
I
to
wonder
do.
if maybe making it for Stadia is part of the reason for the delay too.
If that's the case, fuck Stadia. I wouldn't even release it on that fucking platform. That platform's a mess.
They're doing it because it's easy to port from PC to Stadia. That's why.
Yeah.
It had to be because the producers and some agreement that they've signed saying they're going to have it out at this date, and because they can't, they've
Yeah.
they put themselves into a pickle by giving it a short development time period anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now that they've got a curb stomp penis, right? That's the story from Eric's sex tape. Wow.
Another TV viewers in chat, welcome. Thanks for joining on in. That's
I corrected myself in chat, but Jesus, you guys are wrong.
totally wrong. All right, break. Next story. You can do the next two stories, as a matter of fact, since they're kind of related.
Okay. Coming to us live from RPG site. Yakuza Like a Dragon. Details free and paid DLC. Sort of like a boss.
Yeah.
They're like a dragon.
Yeah.
So is that even better than a boss?
Dragon.
Dragon.
Yeah, dragon's like a higher than a boss.
Oh,
Like
okay.
a dragon, bitch. That's right. Yakuza Like a Dragon has been released in Japan and East Asia as Ryuga Gotoku 7 today, and that still hasn't stopped Sega from publishing more news for their ambitious 7 mainline games in the series. Man, I hope no Japanese people ever listen to this show.
There are, man. We actually have
hate
Japanese
mail
listeners.
and oh my god, I don't want to. Where they shift the genre from action RPG, they have published details for additional DLC for the game, both free and paid. They're like, he reads everything normally, and then he gets the Japanese words and he struggles. What's up with that? He thinks he's funny or something? We're not laughing.
That's a feature of this show. Everybody should know that by now. Like, I try to give Break the most Japanese pronunciation. Like, yeah, it's a feature, not a bug. All right, continue.
Starting off with the free DLC, Sega's planning to release 7 patches over the course of 7 weeks, every Thursday from launch day. Well, that's cool. But if they're releasing them every week, they can't be substantial updates, I'd imagine. Until January 16th in the East until February 27th. The first batch out today has a new cleaning staff costume for the protagonist, Ichiban Kasuga, an accessory called Substitute Stone, and some material items. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's going to be all like, like just dressing for the game and maybe materials to build stuff.
Yeah, there's like, the paid stuff is where the main shit's gonna be, but yeah, that's how they're
it's more cosmetic than anything.
Yeah, Yeah, for sure.
A number of paid DLC has been released in the Asian PSN store today that will add things from new jobs to costumes of famous Yakuza series characters. Special Job Demon. That job is available to any male party character. As sexy. This is ridiculous. He uses an electric guitar as a weapon, and his battle style uses a variety of raging techniques like a live performance. That's kind of interesting. Although he
Yeah.
mainly fights with the guitar, he can also inflict stats ailments with other items such as a chainsaw, smoke, and cold bazooka. He also has a blood-sucking move where he bites an enemy and absorbs his blood to recover his own HP. What were you saying, Frank?
No, I was saying that these are like there's I think it's in Yakuza 0 where you can have like a breakdancing style, so this kind of makes sense to me. So,
I was just thinking of that dude in Darkstalkers, the
yeah.
zombie
Yeah.
guitar guy. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Just
Let's see, that's what's next. Special Job, Big Sister, and I'm guessing they're gonna discriminate and men can't be sisters now. uh, her battle style will become offensive as she mainly
And women
fights.
can't be demons, apparently.
Yeah,
apparently.
Mainly fight with the long range Naginata. I don't know what that is.
Naginata, it's a spirit.
Naginata. Okay, I don't know that. She has many super offensive moves that can deal with any number of enemies, including one where she uses a machine gun to deal huge damage in a wide range. But she can also learn a supportive skill to heal all allies' status elements. Sorry, ailments.
Yeah.
Dry lips.
And you could just go
Series
through the
Legacy.
bullet points. Don't read everything.
Okay. Series Legacy character costumes, mascot costume head and armor sets, full songs, and CD set. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Actually, I'm gonna read this one. Adds the full versions of karaoke songs. They are not only added into the karaoke minigame, but also there will be also music files that can be listed outside the game as well.
This is
Available in 4 sets: new karaoke songs, stable karaoke songs, Curio songs, and Majima songs.
yeah, that's interesting because that's
I wonder what the homeless class is like.
I have no idea. Well, there's actually like a purpose for the homeless, and I know Yakuza 0, and I'm not sure that's a running theme throughout all of them, but
I'm not going to get involved in this.
yeah. The karaoke song thing is interesting because that's kind of a main staple. Like you can do karaoke and it's fun. It's actually really fun. It's like a beat based. Like you don't actually get on the microphone and sing the songs, but the characters do, and you have to hit the buttons, like at the proper time. I don't know what they call that. I guess that's rhythm based,
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so rest of the things on here are able employee packs, material assortment packs, human power enhancement pack, main job support pack, job change support packs, battle support pack.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yep. All right. Next story, same kind, along the same lines.
Next story coming to us live from RPG site. Yakuza Like a Dragon details even more features such as a crest collection, party chats, and selfies.
Yeah.
The latest details show even more features the game will have, from triggering special conversations at special places to take photos and selfies. Nichi. People that offer a mysterious Nichi service may appear rarely in a town. Blah, blah, blah. Crest collection. You can collect Tojo crests that have been scattered all over the town due to their conflicts against the Omi Alliance. You don't care about the rest. Party chats. When Kasuga walks on a special location at a special time, it will trigger special conversations with other party members where you can also see another side of the characters. I like that.
Yeah, that's neat.
I
That's
really
a
like
neat.
that.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that a lot too.
Yeah, taking pictures with camera. Kasugi can use his smartphone camera to take pictures and add decorations or filters on them. Then result will be stored at his smartphone album. Start over. Then results will be stored as his smartphone's album to view in the future. Kasuga can also take selfies and change his own expressions, and his friends may also react when the camera is aimed at them. Can his changed expressions be used throughout the game? Because that'd be kind of cool.
I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it because these Yakuza games are really in tune with pop culture, Breakman. Like playing through Yakuza 0, I got a real sense of the series. Like it is I don't know, it's a once in a lifetime kind of game to me because it's like an adventure game and you can do different things like you can buy stuff from like vending machines, and it sort of reminded me of like a super refined um, Shenmue.
I
Like you
was
know how
about to say, it sounds like what
Fuck
Shenmue was
Shenmue.
meant
Just
to
play
be.
Yakuza.
yeah, play
It sounds
Yakuza.
like the game that Shenmue was trying to be and failed at
Yes.
miserably.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I agree with that assessment 100%, Break, man. Shenmue laid the groundwork for everything, but Yakuza took everything that Shenmue did and did it a million times better and let you do 50 million other things that were super refined, and Yakuza is a once in a lifetime kind of series, man. It is great. I've been enjoying my time. Like I beat Yakuza 0. I played a little bit of Kiwami. I'm excited to keep going with this series. So I don't care how many of these games they
3
make.
for 5 will be available at retail as a full collection.
Yep, three,
next
four.
month.
Yep, 3, 4, and 5, and I'm looking forward to getting that. I might pay full retail because they got a really nifty, kind of special packaging type deal with that game. So yeah, it's great. It's really good. I really wish you had a PS4 break because you could, maybe you'll get a PS5 and you'll be able to
Zero
play.
and Kiwami are coming to the Xbox One.
Oh, that's cool. Then maybe a break will play
We
them.
talked about it.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully you wait till they go on sale or something and then play them, break, because they're once in a lifetime
I
type
think
games.
they are going to be on the Game Pass.
Oh.
Yeah, if they're gonna be on Game Pass, like definitely be able to try them.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'm curious what you think, break, because I think I think Zero is a great game. I think it's I
And then Break could play all the Kingdom Hearts games on the Game Pass and be confused.
Yeah, exactly. They're
Wow.
really confusing. Okay. Anything else on that break?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Next story. This is some more bad news from RPGsite.net. Final Fantasy VII Remake delayed, now releasing on April 10th.
So almost a month later.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's a little over a month.
Yeah, it's really weird. We know that so many of you are looking forward to the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake and have been waiting patiently to experience what we've been working on, said Final Fantasy VII Remake producer and original Final Fantasy VII director Yoshinori Kitase in a statement. In order to ensure we deliver a game that is in line with our vision and the quality that our fans who have been waiting for deserve, that's kind of a weird translation, I'm guessing. We have decided to move the release date to April 10th. I think
Sounds
that,
like they found a bug and they want to take time to fix it.
yeah, that's fine. I don't have any problems with it.
So that there isn't a day one patch. It's just in the game.
Yeah. The delay follows a catastrophic
You know
leak.
what? Thank God to them then. If that's what they're doing, then applause.
Yep,
Because
I
it's
totally
better
agree.
than releasing it with some game-breaking bug like a lot of companies. would just
Totally
do it.
agree. Totally agree, Breakman. They must have found something in there, and that's what they're doing. They're taking care of bugs. The delay follows a catastrophic leak where a playable demo of Final Fantasy VII Remake was downloadable from an unprotected PlayStation Network server, enabling users with hacked PS4s to play the demo and enterprising hackers to remove data that unveiled full game spoilers for the changes and additions for the full length of the first game in the remake series. This new date also puts Final Fantasy VII Remake just 4 days before not anymore, Cyberpunk 2077, so RPG fans will have some hard choices to make how to spend their time.
So my other theory is figuring out how to put the demo on the store without it getting hacked.
Yeah. Final Fantasy VII fans will be used to delays, of course, as Final Fantasy 15 also saw a last-minute delay in an attempt to course-correct a game that was clearly coming in very hot. Hopefully the delay fares better for Final Fantasy VII than for Final Fantasy 15, which got where it needed to be, but not until a year after the initial launch. That makes me a little nervous, but I'm with you, Breakman. If they found something that would cause us harm, like in the game, in our gaming sphere, I'm all for the delay. It's no big deal. It's a month. Take it and move on.
Or in their case, it might be that after what happened previously, maybe they found something where somebody can hack into the game and
Yeah.
they gotta shut that part off.
Yep, that's a possibility. All right, Eric. Next story.
Next story is hold on a second. Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3. We know of course, is coming to Switch on the same day that the PC versions are also coming out. So PC, it's coming to PC for Steam and GOG on March 23rd, and it'll include the PlayStation 4 DLC items at launch, as well as support for ultra-wide resolutions, autosave, and an additional high-speed option, and more. The autosaving is nice, and I'm wondering why Falcom never patched it in. I mean, Falcom isn't responsible for the PC release, but it's like, you think considering that they put turbo mode in the Kai releases of their games, they would have taken stock from what Xseed had done. But oh well. Because that's something the Switch version won't have, and it won't have an autosave.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Just remember to save early and save often.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, it says the Switch version is spring 2020, so it might not even come out in March. But the Japanese version will come out on the 19th. So, which makes me wonder who's actually doing the port work for the Switch version.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Hopefully, it will fare better than the. I know they said it was going to be 30 FPS game, but for a turn-based RPG like Trails, it doesn't really matter as much. But for a game like East, I think 30 frames kind of hurt it a bit, but at least it was more stable than the Vita version.
Yeah.
But the PC version of East 8 was kind of disastrous at first. They've slowly made it better over time.
Yeah.
And we're actually going to talk about that soon.
Okay, speaking of that, Breakman, you're up.
Coming to us live from RPG site. Ease 8, Lacrimosa of Dana for PC receives... Donna,
yeah.
Okay, whatever. For PC receives numerous performance updates, high-res texture pack, and experimental local co-op. Experimental? That doesn't sound
I know.
reassuring at all.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go ahead and skip to the bullet points.
Yeah, it sounds like it could create issues, like maybe like sequence breaking, but...
Wow. Okay, so they've added graphics performance, and there's a lot of bullets on here.
Yeah,
some input UI, stability issues. God damn, this game was fucking broken as shit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And miscellaneous, some bugs they fixed.
Well,
typos.
I played it back on PC a while ago, and it seemed stable enough, but maybe like there's various ways you could break the game.
Oh, I'm sure.
But like maybe I just had a good enough PC that I could tank all those issues.
Yeah, maybe that's a possibility. What else?
And then Eric said experimental co-op, so that's being added. Yeah.
Yeah, because the game wasn't originally designed with co-op in mind, but like I always wondered what it would be like if like your partner character could be controllable.
Find out.
Yeah.
That sounds like it'll kill your whole PC though. So good luck.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Sierra Mist. God, I don't like it. I call it Sierra Pissed. Yeah, Sierra Pissed. Okay, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, there is a lot to take care of in that game on the PC. That's why, like, I don't know. I always find it like hit or miss on PC. Like I always see these stories of like all kinds of shit that needs to be fixed, and ugh. At least they fix them, for the most part, So. I don't know. It might take a while.
I think one of the biggest initial problems with Ease 8 on PC was that it didn't have proper full analog control.
Yeah. Freak 5 is asking, Break, did you watch the last 2 episodes of Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Fucking course I did. I mean, they made us wait a fucking month.
Okay, so there you
go. I
go.
haven't been watching any of this stuff because I don't have DC Universe.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't need DC Universe. It's on Hulu.
Yeah.
Oh, you can watch it on Hulu.
Yeah.
I don't have Hulu.
I think they just don't have like the last season. They have the previous seasons.
Yeah.
I think it's on Netflix too, actually.
I don't have either service.
You can watch shows like The Flash and Black Lightning and all those shows.
Yeah, I need to watch Black Lightning. I was really interested in that, but whatever.
Well, now that in Crisis they're officially all in the same universe and everything. Him and The Flash need to team up.
It's weird that it's on Hulu because Disney owns Hulu, but they could easily put that on Disney Plus if they wanted.
Yeah. Freak 5 says, were you as excited about the hint of Gleek?
Yeah, you see, excited. Gleek, yeah. Are they gonna bring the Wonder Twins in too? Because if they do, I might be out.
Freak says you can
No,
watch
they'll
it.
do. I hope if they do Wonder Twins, it'll be a one-off joke and that's it.
Yeah, you're right. They might do something like that, or they might actually find a way to make the character interesting.
Hey, Eric.
Maybe.
By first not
See.
calling him the Wonder Twins, maybe.
Yeah. Hey,
Just having him to be the names of the characters.
they should rename them to the Wonder Bread Twins. That might make it a little more interesting. Hey, Eric. Freak says you can watch on CW.com.
Yeah, but then I think that means you can only watch that on your computer.
They have the last 5 episodes of each series, he says.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right.
I haven't watched it at all, so forget that.
Next
I need
story comes to us from RPGsite.net. Horizon Zero Dawn reportedly heading to PC this year, which doesn't give us a date, anything. So that's interesting. If anybody hasn't played Horizon Zero Dawn,
was that ever a console exclusive, or was it just like we're putting this on the PS4 and we haven't done anything afterwards?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a PlayStation 4 exclusive. I'm almost certain of that. So
console exclusive, at least.
yeah, no, PlayStation 4 exclusive. So that'll be interesting.
But like the thing with exclusivity is like they can call it exclusive and then they can just not make it exclusive.
No,
anymore.
this one was. Guerrilla Games is kind of one of Sony's like purview, like much in the way of like Santa Monica Studios, like God of War, that type of thing. Guerrilla Games is another one of they're not in-house studios, but they work real close with Sony. So, there you go.
So what's it being unavailable on PC mean then?
That's fuck if I know, man. I don't even know. I don't even know if it's gonna come out on PC. This is just rumor. That's why I'm not even gonna bother with the rest of the little story here. All right, Eric, what do we got next?
But we've got second last is how there's going to be a demo for Langrisser 1 and 2 for the Switch and PS4 and PC.
Okay. That's cool.
Anyways, that's all it really is. But the date for the demo is going to be it says free trial was among the many announcements that arrived during the NIS America PAX South 2020 panel. And there's no date, but I'm guessing it's probably next week.
Yeah, probably. That's cool.
The game comes out on March 10th.
Oh, that's coming up real soon. That's cool.
I need to like make requests about review code for that.
Yeah, right about now would be a good time to do that, Eric. Hopefully you get it and can review it. All right, anything else on that, Eric?
No, but oh yeah, the European date's March 13th. So
okay.
Tuesday and Friday.
For all the Euros listening, I know we have a few. So there you go. All right, Break, you get the last story.
Just trying to get to the mute button. I didn't get it in time.
It's all good.
Coming to us live from Silicon Era. Little Town Hero physical copies coming in spring 2020.
Oh, okay. There's the story, and we're sticking to it.
What's interesting here is those like NISA's publishing a game that Game Freak made.
Well,
even though Nintendo published the digital version,
Yeah.
I think they did. Maybe it was Game Freak. I'm not sure, but like, it's like I wonder if NIS ever like collapsed as a company. I know that NISA would probably be fine and allowed to continue operating because they're independently operated, despite the fact that their parent company's in Japan.
Yeah.
Because like that's why Japan or NIS's financial situation is so garbage, and it's not affecting NISA at all.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird deal there, Eric. Like
I wonder if the very least they'd have to do is change their name at that point.
I have a inkling that Atlas might at some point pick up or absorb NIS. I don't know why I have that feeling. Like I just kind of that's just pure speculation.
Well,
on my
Atlas
point.
wouldn't do that because Sega has Atlas, so Sega would have to buy them.
Well, Sega then, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I just have this inkling that NIS is going to be absorbed by somebody. Like I doubt it.
I rather what I'd like to see is NISA buy NIS.
Yeah.
Imagine the child company buying the parent company.
That'll never happen, Eric. That I know it's not going to happen, but whatever.
But
Okay.
I think Capcom should buy NAS.
That would be a decent thing. I wouldn't mind that at all. That'd be fine. Okay, that is the news.
There's a little bit more
Oh,
actually on this
go
story.
for it.
There's a special edition. The Little Town Hero Big Idea Edition gives people some extras that show off its art design. You get the Little Town Hero Life in the Village art book, a Little Town Hero Town Tunes official soundtrack CD, a set of 2 label pins, and a Is It Daz It poster.
Wait, did it say label or lapel?
I have no idea.
Yeah, they definitely did not say label. Did I say label? I'm guessing.
I think you said
You're
label.
the one that said label.
Okay, anything else on that?
No.
Okay, finally, we're done with the news. Okay, go ahead. Did you say something? Break?
No, I'm not. I'm done.
Okay. No homie discounts, even though Sony's running a sale. That looks pretty decent. I know Eric had. What did you say? It was Dishonored 1, the standalone game for cheap. He saw Batman. The Enemy Within, I believe, was on sale for like $5 or $10. But it's all on PlayStation Store. It's a brand new sale, so they seem to come out with a sale every week. Xbox got the usual stuff as well. Nothing major there from what I saw. Nintendo never has anything for more than like 30% off, so nothing major on Nintendo. Now, Breakman, do we have anything in your segment this week? Nothing? No?
Frank, hit the music.
Oh, we got something cool. It's time for Dear Breakman. What do we got, Breakman? This is exciting.
Well, we got a couple things. This one isn't actually a Dear Breakman, but it's on Twitter. And it's from Freak5Chaos. He says, a funny thought today. Take any RPG where the main character never actually says anything, but the characters within the game act like they do. Replace the main character with Groot, and where the game acts like the main character is talking, they say, I am Groot.
I like that. We should do like a voiceover
So basically,
video.
Zelda and Dragon Quest would be a lot of I am Groot.
That would be fantastic,
Yeah,
man.
it's always implied Link is talking, but we can't hear what he's saying.
Yeah. I love it. I love that idea. That's great.
I hate it when they do that. Like, they imply like that they're talking and there's nothing. Like, what?
I don't know why they don't.
Why
That's
are
my
you
phone
interrupting?
going off.
How
Yeah.
dare you interrupt the shit? Oh my god, I'm done. My segment's ruined.
He's walking off. He's walking off. All
He's
right.
teaching me a lesson.
Yeah. Go ahead, Break.
This one says pound ask Breakman because he likes to do that for whatever reason. Freak5Cast I'm referring to. He asked me, why did you give me the wrong Powerball numbers? You asked for the Powerball numbers. You didn't say where. You didn't say when. You weren't specific.
And
I gave you Powerball numbers.
Yep, and he didn't say winning Powerball numbers. So you gave him Powerball numbers, man. Like, there you go. I mean, you got to get specific, Freak 5. Like, really specific. So there you go. Going back to the other, he said he asked for the winning Powerball numbers, Breakdown. Well, I'm sure.
Yes, but you didn't say which winning Powerball numbers and when. Like, did you mean the lotto that was happening then?
Yeah,
Or
see?
did you mean? Oh, he meant that lotto. Oh, my bad. I thought he was talking about like a future lotto.
Or like in a parallel universe lotto, something like that, you know? All right, anything else, Breakman?
No, that's it. So, yeah, my bad. You said 72. The Powerball doesn't say 72.
That's funny as fuck, man. I think you did say 72, man. Bernie's in the house. What's up, Bernie?
Man,
Yeah,
I
hi,
should do
Bernie.
a little bit of research before I make up this bullshit.
That almost somebody spelled it wrong in the chat. It says Powell Ball.
You know what would have been funny?
Now I'm thinking it says Powell Ball.
There you go. You know what would have been funny, Breakman, is if like he won like $500 or something with your Powerball numbers. Then how would you have explained that? Like, he said winning, so I guess anything would have counted as winning. $2 or whatever. I don't know. All right. Anything else on that?
I want to know what the highest number is. They don't go.
I think it's like 54, 52, something like that. I don't know.
Oh, so it's like a deck of cards.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know what you've been playing, Breakman.
Crackdown. Nothing really.
Nothing. Okay, cool.
No, just Crackdown. That's it. We can move on now.
Okay, Eric, what you've been playing, man?
Not as much as I'd like to this week, but I played some more of London Detective Mysteria. I'm finally done with all the scenarios. The only thing left is to play all the epilogue chapters.
Sweet.
And then look at the gallery. Then I'll have a platinum for the game. Then I'll finally be able to write the review.
Very nice, Eric. I know you've been working on that game for a long time.
because I relegated it to playing it only while I'm at work usually, and I don't get a whole lot of time to play at work because my breaks are so short.
Yeah, 69 is the.
Other than that, I played Shovel Knight, Spectre of Torment, and King of Cards over last weekend, and I finished those. So the review for that will be written soon.
Nice.
It's going to be slightly different than the original review that I had for Shovel Knight because I already covered that, so I'm just going to be covering the DLC.
Yeah. Hey, Eric, turn your phone on silent, dude. It's going off. I think it's your phone. All right. Anything else you've been playing, Eric?
Just some people are really, really hate mongering about pineapple on pizza. Fuck them.
I like pineapple on pizza. That's actually one of my favorites. Pineapple
and like I like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, but I wouldn't say I love them, but I like them.
Yeah.
Basically, the same person I'm arguing with on Twitter is being jackass about pineapple on pizza, and apparently he hates those games.
Well, I mean, fuck them. I think everybody. It wasn't my phone, Freak 5. How dare you? It definitely was not my phone. Get out of here.
See, I wouldn't even say stuff like that because that only starts fights.
Yeah.
It's like I don't care. You like what you like, and quit trying to tell people you're wrong.
Right, jackass. You're not wrong for liking pineapple and pizza. I happen to think you're actually right on that, Eric. So
some people don't like blueberries. I don't understand that, but I mean, I understand that some people don't like things.
I mean, I don't like strawberries, but I'm not going to knock somebody for liking strawberries. It's what they like,
I
like
like
pickles.
Not liking strawberries. What the fuck is wrong? I mean, sorry, I would never do that.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, let's move on to
RPGrinders reviews.
All right, Breakman, do you have any reviews this week?
Well, I saw the Aladdin movie.
Oh, how's that?
I liked it. I liked it a lot, actually. The live action remake of Aladdin. There were subtle changes, and then there were like blatant changes. Like there's one song that was removed, and because of the narrative of the story, it made sense they had to remove it. It didn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
And another, like a couple songs were added in, kind of like they're specifically Jasmine songs to give her something because she didn't actually have her own songs in the original.
Mm-hmm.
I quite enjoyed Will Smith as the genie. To compare it though, I also watched the original cartoon of Aladdin.
Yeah.
The only thing I could level at the movie is the same thing I could level the entirety of what Renegade Cut dubs the post. He calls it late stage Disney, which is like basically the movies aren't like critiques on their past works, rather than they're more roast of the company, so they can make it look like they're progressive, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
But but as a purely entertaining like piece of media. It's okay.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet. I'm interested. Breakman, is it worth a watch? Is it better than the? Because I'm not a huge fan of the cartoon.
I want to say it's better, but like I think if you
It's
would watch
different.
that first,
Yeah.
They lean heavier into the jokes with Robin Williams as the genie, as opposed to more of
Will Smith.
with Will Smith kind of like well, there's the romance side they added for the genie, but I was gonna say more like kind of musical, as opposed to Robin Williams, who really wasn't a singer. He was a comedian, even though I thought his songs were great.
Okay. Yeah.
So I quite enjoyed it. I think my problem with this, some of the music in the new movie, it was kind of harder to hear.
Yeah.
yeah,
Some of the parts,
the,
like
the audio mixing was weird.
yeah, like the singers, if it wasn't Aladdin, like some of the backup singers would say something, and you just hear what that
And I also didn't like how Jafar was just kind of, he didn't have much of a presence when he should have.
Yeah, they changed something like in the original in the cartoon. Jafar basically tricks Aladdin, to get him to steal this. In this one, there's no trickery. He just straight up he catches Aladdin and and forces him to go into the cave. They also one of the things they changed, they really changed a lot, was Abu.
Yeah. Abu. Yeah.
In the original cartoon, he's a thief. Like every monkey is a thief.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They steal.
Yeah.
So Abu likes to steal stuff. In this one, he's more like Aladdin. He only steals out of because he has to.
Okay.
For the most part, like he didn't in the Cave of Wonders, for instance. He doesn't actually intentionally go to steal anything. He was just staring at a jewel, and it fell into his hands.
Oh, well, I see that.
Yeah, like Abu wasn't trying to steal. Like in the original cartoon, like he.
Also, I have to say to that,
was
like
blatantly stealing.
Judgmental Cave, you knew it was an accident. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I
So
know, right?
let me ask you this, Breakman. For someone who wasn't a fan of the cartoon, would I like the live action one a little bit better, or do you think it would be kind of the same type deal?
It's less sexist for sure.
Do you like musicals? Because I mean,
I don't mind.
like I said, it leaned more into the music in this one, I think.
Well, I like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, so
Hashtag Abu did nothing wrong.
it's kind
Freak 5 says
of
that's
like Charlie and Chocolate Factory in that way.
Freak 5 says
Or Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory.
Freak 5 says that's kind of speciest of you.
It's true, man. Monkey steal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dungeons.
Monkeys aren't the only ones that steal, though. Penguins are the real thieves.
Yeah. Dungeon Buster says,
And
"Welcome."
that's not being speciesist. They do steal shit.
Not all monkeys are thieves. Yeah, I know, but like they're in a minority.
Dungeon Buster, welcome on in, Dungeon Buster. He says hashtag a bud. I did nothing wrong. Abu did nothing wrong. God damn
I've
it! I
said
can't.
that already.
I didn't hear you, man.
Yeah.
How dare you? Hey, I got a question for Dungeon Buster and Freak 5 since you both are all in there. What are you guys thinking of, like, sending in, like, a 5-second or less, like, clip, like a sound clip? So that way when you guys get into chat, I have a nice soundboard. I can just quickly hit that sound bite when you guys enter chat. Would that be something that you guys would be interested in as chatters? I'm genuinely curious to know, because I really do got a nice soundboard program, so I'm itching to kind of stretch the legs on it. I know I have a few sound bites, but I'm wondering if you guys would be interested in sending your own entrance music, so to speak, in chat. So just wondering, since I got you both in there. Okay, cool. So what are you giving
I'd say
Aladdin?
it's an 8. I mean, there's some problems that they could definitely clean up, but I quite enjoyed it.
Okay. Freak Pipe, make sure it says exiled. That's what your clip should say. I was thinking for Dungeon Buster something like Elf needs food badly. Something like that. I think that would be kind of fun to do.
I'm kind of curious about Maleficent 2 because it's just called Mistress Evil. I'm calling it 2 because it's the second one. But It's not on Disney Plus yet, but I'm wondering when it will be, because like you can apparently watch it on PlayStation Store,
That's weird.
or at least pre-order it. I don't know.
Oh, look at this. Dungeon says I could send you. Look, it's the Dungeons and Dragons ride from the cartoon. Yeah, see, something like that. I would think that would be kind of cool.
I was thinking also like we could do like a music clip if they wanted to say the opening of a song if they wanted or something like that, or
You know, so
specific line from a
it-
song that we could cut out for 'em.
it's got to be really, because sometimes we have a lot of people in chat. It's got to be like really short, like 5 seconds or less, something like that. 5 seconds or less. I wouldn't mind that, Freak Five. Send it in. You guys have my email address. It's frankbranches@gmail.com. If you're listening and you normally listen to the show live, but for some reason you're listening on archives, send me a MP3 via email, and I will put that in my soundbite under your name. And every time you come into chat, I will use it. That'll be really. I think it'll be really cool. I don't know. I just something I'm thinking about for chatters, because we don't have a lot of money. We don't do a ton of giveaways, so I thought it'd be kind of a nice nod to the people that are actually in chat week in and week out for the most part. So let us know. Send it in. All right. Okay, so 8 out of 10 on Aladdin. That's a very high score, Breakman. I'm Eric and Breakman. Have you had a chance to see Joker yet?
No, I want to see it. Yeah, like
No, I'll
it's on
tell you
my
right
list
now, I
to
didn't like
see.
it.
Okay.
No, I haven't seen it.
We're gonna have opposing views because I thought it was great. I say the Joker, but it's just Joker. But it's Joaquin Phoenix, probably one of his finest performances ever. I
That's
like.
like the only thing I could say about it, though. It's like, yeah, he does a good Joker in a bad movie. That's all I could say.
I didn't think it was a bad movie. I thought it was actually really good.
I was
didn't think
bored most of the time.
I didn't think it was excellent, Eric. But
That's one of the worst reviews I think you can give to anything, like movies, books, video
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
Boring.
I liked it. I thought the movie was great. I thought it was pretty well written. It wasn't like a all-out action type movie at all, but it got its point across. It basically.
I haven't seen like any Martin Scorsese movie, but a lot of people were saying it basically rips them off, but it doesn't even do a good job of doing that.
Well,
Let me ask you this:
mhm.
as a Martin Scorsese, somebody seen Martin Scorsese fans, does the movie seem a bit too long?
It
Yes,
did. Yes.
it's like
Okay,
That's-
that's definitely a
because like
trademark.
2 hours is like a solid like time for any like movie that can fill its time correctly, but this movie doesn't make good use of its time.
Okay, that's the one criticism that I will level at the movie. I thought it could have lost about 20 minutes and been just as effective. I thought it did a good job of kind of portraying mental illness in a light that the Joker's never been betrayed before. So portrayed.
The weird
not
thing about the
betrayed.
Joker though is like I think the idea in the comic books is that he probably is mentally ill, but apparently like every like psychologist that like analyzed him couldn't figure him out,
Yeah, but that's fine, Eric.
which
And
implies that maybe he's not even mentally ill. Maybe he's just evil.
no, here's the thing.
I don't know.
No.
I think doctors in reality suck sometimes too.
That
so.
too.
Sometimes, Breakman. But I don't know. I thought they did a really good job of handling this version of the Joker, and I really wish that
The weird
more.
thing is like the disparity
Eric.
in age between him and Bruce.
Okay, Eric, I'm gonna let you go ahead and speak and finish up with your portion of the review, and then I'll do my portion of the review. So go right ahead, finish up. What'd you think of the Joker?
And when you're done, I'm gonna review your reviews.
Okay.
I did think it was a bit interesting that they kind of portrayed Thomas Wayne as a total jackass. It's like maybe the people that complain about Batman being like just a rich guy who's out of touch with the working class is actually a bit true.
Yeah. No. Okay. What else, Eric? So I can do my portion.
But I think it was also kind of leaning hard into the portrayal of the Joker and of the Waynes in the Telltale Batman games a little too hard. And I think the reason why I hated it so much is because, like, this is basically just the Killing Joke, or rather the part of the Killing Joke where they try to explain Joker's background. And it's like, I've already kind of seen this, but
Okay.
do I need to see it again? No, not really.
Okay, I
Let
disagree.
me be fair to the Batman. He's a very busy man.
Yeah,
Just saying, like Bruce Wayne's busy.
yeah,
He's got a lot going on, so like
yeah.
he might be a little out of touch with the normal everyday man, but that's because he's fucking.
Beating shit out of mentally ill people in a Batman costume.
I actually think Eric
Well, when you
is.
put it that way.
I very rarely disagree with Eric on reviews, but I disagree very very much with Eric on this movie. I will agree it needed to be shortened a little bit. They could have taken 20 minutes out of the movie. They could have did away with the counseling stuff. It could be implied that he was just mentally ill, and the shit that Joaquin Phoenix goes through in this movie perfectly explains why somebody could turn into that type of person, right? And it was a subtle yet outrageous performance by Joaquin Phoenix. I thought his burst of laughter at inappropriate times was very jarring and scary, and proved that he could do anything at any given time. Which, if you're a fan of the of Batman, and of course Joker's his main nemesis, that encompasses everything the Joker is. You can't quite put a finger on it, but you know it's dangerous, but you never know when it's going to happen, right? That is this Joker to a T. I think this movie's fantastic. I think it is a little too long. But other than that, I don't think it gets much better as an origin story, even though Joker should really never have an origin story. I agree with Eric that it did lean a little bit on the Killing Joke in a way, but that's fine. We've only seen Killing Joke in comics and in that terrible animated Killing Joke movie. But
Well, let me
Joaquin,
just.
Where certain
personally
characters
like
fuck for like no
hold
reason.
on, Eric. What were you
I
saying?
like that there are multiple like versions of how the Joker became the Joker. Like that's
Yeah.
like everybody wants to tell the kind of their own story. So there's nothing like unlike a lot of origin stories. Like we know how Peter Parker becomes Spider-Man.
Right,
You
right,
know? So the Marvel universe completely skipped his origin basically because they're like, we've
right,
been.
right.
Whereas what were we talking about again?
Joker.
No, I'm just kidding. But you know how like the Joker, there's no like definitive he was made this way. Like I love the version of him in Dark Knight where he tells like multiple versions of how he became the Joker and stuff.
I think maybe this movie would have done better for me if it had not even a connection to DC Comics.
I disagree.
Batman.
I disagree. I think this is a perfect Joker to add to the DC universe, and I don't think it gets much better. I hope that Joaquin Phoenix just takes the mantle.
But they won't add him to the DC universe.
Well, then they need to
because
add Batman
it's
to
a
this
standalone
universe.
movie.
Well, then they need to add
which I
Jesus
think
Christ.
they're going to make a sequel to. So it's like
That's
you're
fine.
kind of ruining it by making a sequel.
Nope, I'm all for it. I want the characters in the Batman universe in that universe, and it would play fine with me. Because they could go in so many different directions and make it so good. And I thought the direction was good. I thought the cinematography was excellent. And I'm going to get into a movie that's even more excellent in a minute when it comes to cinematography. But I like the Joker, I should just say, with Joaquin Phoenix quite a bit. I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. I don't think it gets much better as far as like portraying like how this character became who he is. So, what are you giving it, Eric?
4.5.
Wow, that's a big disparity. I don't think we've had such a disagreement on a movie ever, and I disagree. I think it's a great movie. I think you should definitely watch it. I thought Joaquin Phoenix was perfect. I don't think he could have been much better. So. Different views, different strokes for different folks. But I'm going to get on to another review for a movie called The Lighthouse. This movie stars Willem Dafoe, speaking of great actors, and the guy that's going to play the Batman,
I
Robert.
thought you were about to say the guy who's going to play William Dafoe.
No. Yeah. Batman playing William Dafoe.
No, the guy that's gonna play the Batman
William
in the
Dafoe.
new Batman movie.
You know what sucks is that this movie's
Jesus.
at the Redbox, but it's DVD only, which might work because it's black and white. So
It works.
The
It's
resolution might not suffer all that much because
okay.
it's black
Let
and
me
white.
let me get through my review, Eric. I was gonna get to that, but let me finish my review. Okay. It starts Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. It's basically about these two guys that they're not shipwrecked. They were specifically tasked to man a lighthouse with Willem Dafoe playing the old school shipman, kind of like a captain type, Captain Ahab type character. But it's basically a descent into madness. It's one of the finest movies that really captures atmosphere and paranoia and sometimes camaraderie that sort of was jarring. Like it's a once in a lifetime kind of movie. It's an old school black and white movie. If you're used to watching like old horror movies back in the day that really built more towards atmosphere than anything else, this is a perfect movie for you. I can't recommend it enough. I think Willem Dafoe got snubbed and should have been nominated for an Oscar. I thought his performance was excellent. He was definitely over the top good in this movie. Willem Dafoe is almost good in anything he plays in, but in this movie, it was done in old letterbox style too. It wasn't not letterbox. What do they call that? Like old school, like square vision. It wasn't letterboxed. It wasn't like 16:9. None of that. It was just straight up old school. Square vision.
It's Willem, not William Dafoe.
Yeah, Willem.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. It's no big deal. But I think it's an excellent movie. It plays into horror. It doesn't. I mean, there's some Lovecraftian elements to it. The cinematography, I think, is amazing. I'm super excited that it got a nod for best cinematography. I don't think it gets much better than this movie. I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10. I would have given it a perfect 10, but I really would have liked to have seen this movie in full 16:9. Other than that,
I have to ask a question.
Other than that, I think it's a perfect movie. Yes, Eric, what's your question?
Have you seen Uzumaki?
I have not, but I've heard of it.
But I'm wondering if it might have been the inspiration for The Lighthouse.
Could have been. I don't know, but this movie's great. I think anybody should watch it, especially if you're a horror fan. If you like atmosphere, if you like that, like descent into madness kind of motif, then this movie is for you. You really don't know if it's a ghost story.
So the Defoes in Breakman scenario are basically Pokemon. They can only say Defoe.
Yeah. You don't know if this is a ghost movie, if it's a monster movie, if it's a drama. It's a once in a lifetime experience. It really is. It's a good movie. And you know what? This movie gives me hope that Robert Pattinson may be a good Batman. That's how good his performance was.
I need to see Being John
I
Malkovich.
can't.
I think it's on Netflix.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm presenting.
I can't tell you how impressed I was with Robert Pattinson in this movie. It is fantastic.
I told you he just needed a good movie to be put
Eric, I've seen many movies with Robert Pattinson beside the Twilight movies, and he's terrible in almost every one. This movie changes my mindset. He has a chance to be a super good Batman. If he can keep this type of acting chops, he will be fine in the Batman role. And that's a lot coming from me. Like I can't stand Robert Pattinson in almost anything he's ever been, especially the Twilight movies. This movie has changed my view. And the only thing that I'm kind of worried about is I don't think he can bulk up enough for that role. He is super uber skinny naturally. So it's going to be
interesting. Muscle suit.
it's going to be interesting to see if they do put a muscle suit on him, because he's I don't think physically he's the right guy.
Either that or they're gonna CG muscles onto him.
Either that or he's gonna have to work out like crazy, which I'm guessing he probably will. But it's great. It's really good. How dare you?
Drinking all those protein shakes.
Bernie's exiled. She says, "Wow, he's loving Edward. Get out of here, you! God damn it!
You've been stroking it to Edward, is what she's saying.
How dare you? How dare you all? How dare you all?
Well, I was just asking a question.
Walking off.
Frank has a Daki Makro.
How dare you, Eric? You son of a bitch! How
He's
dare
got a
you?
whole room dedicated to Edward now. Like
How
posters
dare
on
you.
the walls. He's got a little shrine with
How
candles.
dare you?
And a
You're
bottle of lube sitting right next to it.
Brakeman, you're exiled, you son of a bitch. I'm walking off. I'm gonna go become a security guard or something, you son of a bitch. How dare you? Walking off. Twice. You're exiled twice, Bernie. How dare you? Jesus Christ, she's laughing over here. You shut up. Jesus Christ. All right. Oh boy. Have you guys thought that was funny? Have I got something for you in... Okay, so I told you guys, I don't know if we were on air when I told you this, guys, but I was watching Star Wars, specifically Episode 7. We're going through all the Star Wars movies. We're up to Episode 7, and I was watching it with my mom and Bernie. And my mom came up with one of the funniest lines I think I've ever heard someone utter out of their mouth regarding Star Wars. All right, now imagine this. All right, there's a lot of history with Star Wars, right? And there's very memorable characters. There's Han Solo, there's Princess Leia, Yoda, etc., etc. So my mom is getting familiar with all of these characters, right? And she knows all the names of them now. You know, she knows Luke, she knows Leia, she knows, all the main ones, right? So we're watching Episode 7, and of course that happens after Episodes 4, 5, and 6, and so it kind of it's a new trilogy, right? So they have to do things differently, and everything's a little bit different, but kind of the same, so that you can kind of be familiar with the past, right? So we're watching it, and there's a scene with Han Solo and Chewbacca, right? I mean, the two of the main characters from 4, 5, and 6, the old school 70s movies, right? And so I about fell backwards when my mom uttered the following sentence. She goes, "Oh, look, it's Han Solo and that monkey." And I was like,
okay, I was about to ask you what scene, but okay, I get it.
Okay.
That's fine.
Just the first.
It's technically right.
Yeah. I was
even though Chewie looks like the combination of a monkey and a dog, but
I was floored.
All of them. Chewbacca's been in 4 of them by this point.
Yes.
Yeah. The monkey.
That's right. Brakeman. You hit the nail on the head.
It's a completely different Wookiee.
Yes. I was like, how dare you? These were my exact words when I turned to my mom, right? I was like, how dare you? His name is Chewbacca and he's a Wookiee. How dare you call him a monkey? God damn it. Looking at chat here, it says nobody remembers Dash Rendar.
Yeah, let me read this one from Questbuster.
Yeah.
If Frank were playing Dragon Quest Builders, he would reshape the mountains to spell Edward.
How dare you, Dungeon Buster? You're exiled. Damn it. I didn't want to do that to you, Dungeon, but you forced my hand, man. Twilight is my weakness, and you know it, you son of a bitch. Jesus Christ. But yeah, apparently Chewbacca looks like a monkey to my mother, which is, I mean, she's never seen the Star Wars movies, so I'm going to give her a hard pass on this one. But it'll be interesting. You guys, when I get done...
She already watched 4 of them when he was
Yes!
in it. I mean, she was explained in the
Yep.
original Star Wars that he is a Wookiee and he can rip arms off of people.
Yep.
Old people anger me.
You can imagine my disgust, Brakeman, when I turned around and I had to explain to her that he was a Wookiee. And
Yeah,
his
Yetis are basically monkeys, though. So
Dungeon Buster, how dare you? He says he's not a monkey, he's a
Chewy
Yeti. How dare you? How dare you?
Yeti Baka.
Monkey Baka. How dare you? Chewy Yeti. You guys are sons of bitches, man. I swear, every one of you, man. Monkey Baka. How dare you? Chewbacca looks crestfallen, yells a depressed roar. Oh, how dare you? Oh,
Yeti
man.
built
But
the
yeah, it
Death
was...
Star.
Yeti's built the Death Star. How dare you? But I
That's why
thought
they
it
were
was...
slaves on Kashyyyk, because they were digging up the metals necessary for the Death Star.
And that's why nobody cares when they died with the Death Star. Oh, it was Yeti. So.
Yeah, so I thought it was funny, man. Chewbacca with sparkles. How dare you, Bernie? Get out of here. Yeah, how dare you? Yeah, the things people love. Who loves that, man? I bet you do, Freak 5. How dare you? Bernie does. And how dare you, Bernie? But anyways, so yeah, that was my high escapade. My mom thinks that Chewbacca is a monkey. I was like, gee, he doesn't even get like Abominable Snowman or Yeti love or Bigfoot. I could have seen
Harry from Harry and the Hendersons.
Sparkle Baka, Dungeon says.
Harry
How
Baka.
dare you, Dungeon? Jesus Christ. We need to move on, man. I'm going to call this episode Chewbacca Gate. That's what I'm going to call it. Chewbacca Gate. How
We
dare
use
you?
the Chewbacca defense.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on because we're going to be a little short on time here.
What is it?
Stinko of
Dungeon, he says used to work for Chief Twilight back in Kashyyyk. How dare you, man? Jesus Christ, this really is Chewbacca Gate, man. This is horrible. This is the worst show ever. Okay, Stinkos of the Week. Breakman, you are up, sir.
So, you guys don't know this, but in his Edward room where he worships Edwards, he wears a Chewbacca mask.
Exiled. Exiled. Breakman, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. That's all I'm going to
First
say.
thing right in the door when you walk right in, it's right there. He picks up his mask. And
You know what? I'm gonna pick your intro for you, sir. I was gonna give you a really nice intro, but you
Oh,
just
dude,
wait.
I thought we talked about this. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, we're just watch. You're gonna get something next episode, Breakman, that you're not gonna like. So I'm just saying, what's your stinko this week? Dare you?
I want to know what you think I don't like.
Oh, we'll find out next week, won't we?
Okay. So my stinko goes to the wide world of sports.
Uh oh.
Frank, you know all about the Astros scandal that's been going on, right?
I have a question about that, Breakman, because you're a big time baseball guy, even more so than I am. So go ahead with your stinko, and I'm gonna talk about this with you.
Okay, so to explain it to everyone and kind of sum it up, the Astros were found to have been cheating through their world for actually a couple years. Through their World Series winning season, it was found that they, through investigation, it was found that they cheated the whole way through it. Basically, they were stealing the signals of the other team, and they found a way to broadcast it between them. The whole team was doing this. They were investigated, and as punishment, let me see. A couple teams have lost managers because it wasn't just them at this point. It spread to other teams because the manager who was doing this went to another team, and then, I think what was going on like a couple of years. I think I'd have to maybe I should double check that, because Questbuster says he heard about it, but he didn't hear what was going on for years. Maybe I need to check. But they were using a trash can for a while. Now there are allegations they were using kind of a buzzer, and it was basically just letting everybody else know what was going on. Well, my stinko goes to there were some. Let me see. I think 3-4 managers now that have been fired and suspended for a year after the investigation. The entire team of the Astros was doing this. How many of the players were penalized for this?
None. No players.
Yeah. Not one player was penalized for this.
I think it's in their collective bargaining agreement that they couldn't break, man. That's my understanding of it. That's why none of the players got disciplined for it. Although there's some bylaws that they could have went down, I don't think it would have played well with the collective bargaining agreement.
The players cheated to win the World Series, and there's going to be no punishment for any of the cheating. There's basically scapegoating, like they punish some managers for the most part.
Here's my question, Breakman. Like, I've been watching baseball for a long ass time, and I seem to remember that a lot of people have stolen signs, right? Like it's kind of I felt it was kind of common, so I didn't understand the big deal about it, right? Anybody can watch with their eyes what's going on the field, right? So if you're relaying like the signals that the catcher's giving or whatever, and you actually figure out what pitches that are being thrown, like what is the big deal about that? Maybe you can kind of like quell me on
from
this.
a pitcher's perspective, it's kind of more dangerous to them if the batter knows exactly what pitch is going to be thrown.
Okay.
It's a lot easier for the batter to hit it if they know what's coming.
Yeah, I know, but both teams
sign stealing has happened before, absolutely.
Yeah.
And people have been punished for it before.
Yeah.
And players have been punished for it before, but it's never been to this full scale. There's no rules on the book against it, in fact, because
right.
it's never been to this full scale where
Right.
a whole team was doing it.
Right.
But it's irritating to me that the people who are doing it and the people who benefited the most from it don't get punished. It's kind of other people.
I'm confused, Breakman, because
I'm not saying those other people didn't deserve to get punished. Don't get me wrong, because they did.
I just think like if it's not in your rules, and both teams have eyes, both teams can do it. Like what is the foul? What is the harm? Like seriously, like I don't think based solely on sign stealing the Astros won that. I thought they were the superior team anyways, based on the way they played through the year and their team, and LA always chokes in those moments. Like I
don't get me wrong. I thought they're a really good team too. It's just on a whole full scale team, like they had a kind of a system set up, and it's happened that people have stolen signs or stolen signs, individual games or series and stuff like that, but it's never happened as like a whole season of one team as a whole working.
To me it reeks of like, you remember when New England cheated and people were up in arms over that, and I agree with that, right? I was kind of upset too, but in the grand scheme of things, did it really affect the game? You know what I mean?
Well, they didn't vacate the world championship. A lot of times, that's what happens, especially in the NCAA. You know,
when
a team's punished for something, they're vacated. Like your tournament win didn't happen. You know, even though it was televised and people went there and saw it happen.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. It's not.
Yeah, I go
news. It didn't really.
I go back to Deflategate, right? Like it was obvious that New England, quote unquote, cheated with the inflation and deflation of the football, and I know there's regulations and all that type of stuff, but in the grand scheme of things, it really didn't affect the outcome. So why the outpour? I'm not a huge New England fan, but right. I'm a Bronco fan. Like, that's my team, but if it happened to my team, I'd have been like, look, the ball is deflated, and both teams are able to do it, and if you get caught, you get punished, right? But as an individual or however it happens, but as a team, you all have to play the game. So in baseball, I'm looking at sign stealing, I'm like, there's nothing against it. It's looked down upon. Like, it's sort of like these videos that I watch about these guys that do First Amendment audits, right? You might not like being filmed in public, right? Like, I don't like the camera turned on me because I'm more of a private person and stuff like that. It's irritating. It sucks sometimes, but there's nothing illegal about it. So am I going to call the police and get butthurt over somebody taking video in public? No. So why should anybody be really surprised or upset that there's sign stealing in baseball? I mean, is it that big of a deal? Like, if it is, why don't they put it in the rule book, Break? Like, honestly.
Well, they are now. Like, it's becoming a rule based on this. It's just like the gambling incident with that happened way back in whenever it happened with the the Red Stockings, and I went with the other team. The Reds weren't the ones cheating; it was the other team that was cheating. But the Reds were the uh, unintentional beneficiaries, I
Yeah,
think, of it.
yeah. No, I know the whole Rose thing, and I think
Mm.
that's
No,
ridiculous
that and
too. But
that too. That's another thing. Like, there's well, see, that's the thing. People have been using this as like, well, how come they're not being punished for cheating when Pete Rose was being punished for essentially cheating by betting on the game? Is the
yeah,
accusation.
yeah,
The difference is this happened before, and the MLB said, well, whoa, we can't have anybody doing that. So they wrote a specific rule saying that if people do this again because of how bad it was, you're not back in. We're gonna ban you. And I mean, and
I
Pete Rose, the thing is, Pete Rose has been given chances, and I was for him getting into the Hall of Fame, but the last time they give him a chance, he kind of thumbed his nose at it.
yeah, I know. I just
They told him, listen, we'll let you back in. All you have to do is stop betting on baseball,
yeah, yeah.
and he wouldn't stop betting on baseball.
Yeah, see, that's, I mean, if they say that and you keep doing it, that's one thing. Like if now they introduce new rules, sign stealing is illegal in the game, you can't do it, then I understand it. But all this time, they knew about it years and years and years. So I think I blame baseball more than I blame the Astros, if that makes sense. Break,
Right. Well, it's sort of like the steroid scandal. Like,
Yeah,
for the most part, there was players cheating in MLB management and upper types. Everybody knew what was going on. They just they took a blind eye to it.
yeah, yeah.
And
I don't know.
uh,
It's sort of like in the NFL.
it's and another thing with this team, like this was a losing team. They had a horrible record the year before they started doing this, and so a
Yeah,
lot of people think that and like you said, they have great players, and I think they do too. I don't think they would have lost that championship. Maybe I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
but they might not have been able to get there, as
there's
a lot
always
of
gonna
people
be
thought.
that asterisk,
Yeah.
but in like I hate the Dodgers because my team's the Rockies and they're in our division and that whole thing. But I looked at I thought about it. I'm like I watched all those games, Breakman. I was like, it wouldn't have made a difference at all. Like Houston would have beat them no matter what, 99% of the time. Like it was just gonna happen. And for now this to come out, I understand people are kind of upset, but like the other team could have did it too. And as far as we know, maybe LA did it too. We don't know. So I just think if it's not in the rules and you let it go all this time, I think baseball's more to blame than
Well,
Houston
they
ever
they
was.
didn't know it was going on. Apparently, like everyone was oblivious to what was going on. It didn't. None of this came out until some like I can't even remember the whole
No, I
story, but
understand
ex
that
player
too.
went to another team and was like,
Yeah.
whoa, now I'm gonna see people be a victim of it. No, I can't have that. I gotta go rat them out.
Right. No, I
So,
understand. I get it, but I just think baseball knew that there's been sign stealing for, years before Houston ever thought of it. So why not just put it in your
well,
rules?
look at it this way. It's kind of like, um, say one player corks a bat,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
So one player's cheating it. What if the whole team was doing it?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
What if
understand. I get it.
everybody in the team has a corked bat and they're all hitting home runs off
Well,
of it?
and
And
thus that's why they have specific rules in there that say you can't have a cork bat, right? Because they
yes,
realize
fair
that
enough.
if one team has all cork bats, they have an advantage, right? So
I don't think the MLB ever expected any team to use like outside stuff as interference. Like they were banging a trash can, for instance,
uh huh.
and like I said, the latest rumor is they were using some sort of buzzer under their shirts. I don't know if I believe that, but the
Yeah.
trash can thing we know for a fact happened.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I just think like I really do blame MLB, man, and they're right in not taking that championship away. But if they put it in their rules and then it happens again, then you have to look at taking championships away and invalidating and suspending players and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
I think there should, if you're gonna scapegoat some people's I think there should be some punishment for the players, the
yeah,
people
I
that
agree.
participated in it. It's sort of like uh, with A Few Good Men, like at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the end of the damn movie. The general confesses to his crimes, like he ordered them to do it. But
hmm
when the sentence was handed down, they were found guilty. Not of everything. I mean, they were exonerated for most stuff, but they were found guilty of like conduct unbecoming, I believe it was,
Yeah.
because they willingly followed.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I understand Breakman, but I just think it's
and I get your point too. Like it wasn't a specific rule that was broken.
yeah.
I think it just made a lot of people mad. Is
Yeah.
why
See,
it's become
that's
a big thing.
See, that's the thing. I mean, if it's that uproarious, MLB should have. I mean, it's happened before, so MLB should have definitely had it in their bylaws. You can't do this, and then there would be more of an argument for punishments and fines and all that shit. So maybe the next collective bargaining agreement it comes across, or the next rules committee, or something, and then at that point, if somebody does it after that, then by all means, all the fines.
Well, if anybody does it now, like there's going to be strict punishments.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there you go. I mean, I don't know. I would never do it because I think that is cheating. I mean, if you have an advantage over another team by doing stuff like that, then same thing with steroids and everything else. You have an inherent advantage, but whatever. All right, anything else on that, Breakman?
No, that's fine.
All right, Eric, your Stinko of the week.
Stinko, I got, well, other than the one I mentioned earlier, about the Cyberpunk delay mean crunch time, I actually just learned on Twitter right now, this is not even a crunch period. This is what's called a death march, and it's something way back from The Witcher 3, where the difference between the two is that crunch time is you have a set goal and you meet that goal, but with a death march, they might end up scrapping all the work that they're doing, and it just basically never ends until the company says it's over.
Oy. Yeah, it's terrible. It really
so it's
sucks.
even worse than crunch time.
Yeah, that really sucks. All right, what else you got?
And apparently that's the reason why the highest difficulty on Witcher 3 is called the Death March.
Oof, that's even worse. That makes them look bad, man. All right, what else you got, Eric?
And it's definitely an indictment of the failures of the product management team.
Yeah. Okay. What else you got, Eric? We're short on time.
Not saying that crunch time isn't either, but it is even more so. But the other Stinko of the week is my car trouble. But basically I went to see. Well, other than that, on Wednesday I was sick.
Yeah.
And I was pretty much home all day, so I didn't get to see the movie I wanted to see on Thursday then, but that would have just made my car trouble more apparent and happen earlier.
Yeah.
But it basically I noticed a clunking sound while on my way to the theater, and then I found out today it was because the aluminum siding on the underside of my car was loose and coming apart, and they patched it up, but I need to get it replaced, and it's going to cost like $271 to fix.
That's
basically my tax return.
Whew, that sucks, man. I feel bad for you, Eric. Like if I didn't have my own stuff to get to, I would definitely help you out. But man, that's a tough deal.
I'm trying to think. Like, I wonder if it's a 2014 car, but Honda Civic. But like, I can't help but wondering if I tripped over a pothole too many times and it jarred it loose.
That's a possibility, man, because usually foreign cars are really, really good, with that type of stuff. But man, hopefully you get that fixed and you'll never have that problem again, and move on. But
or at least by the time, for the duration I have this car until I get a new one.
Yeah. Okay, anything else on that, Eric? That really sucks for you, man. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Car trouble's the fucking worst.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
I don't
know
when I'm gonna get my W-2, but it's probably gonna be in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, it has to be by February, like mid-February at the latest. So, okay, my Stinko of the week. I'm not gonna go too far into it, but my Stinko goes to Lev Parnas, Trump impeachment, quote unquote trial. Why didn't this dude come out earlier and say all this shit when stuff was going on? Maybe there would have been a chance to like have more articles of impeachment or, stuff like that. Also, every one of these interviews, he comes across as trying to be sympathetic. This guy's a piece of fucking absolute trash shit. And I don't understand why these people like Maddow and Cooper and all these supposed journalists aren't hammering this guy on this shit. You know, you didn't realize that what you were doing was breaking the law? And should you have done this? Or, you know, none of that. It's been these softball fucking interviews with Lev Parnas. And this guy is not sympathetic. He's a fucking piece of shit, and he should be immediately thrown out of the country. You know,
haven't you noticed like all interviews are softball as fuck anymore?
They really are. Breakman, you hit the nail on the head. The mainstream media fucking. Why do you think I go to YouTube for fucking news? I don't go to MSNBC or CNN or any of that shit, because it's either they throw softball.
Speaking of which, CNN's like doing shitty reporting on the Warren Sanders.
Don't get me started on that, Eric, because that shit's been terrible. Warren is a fucking snake in the grass. The only
I'm sick of this. It's so stupid. I'm sick of hearing about it. It's the stupidest shit ever.
Yep, I agree. And nobody, you know what, Breakman? Nobody cares, because guess what? After all that bullshit, Sanders went up in the polls and Warren went down in the polls.
Instead of worrying about the threat to our country, they're attacking each other over whether he said, she said type argument.
The benefit of this is that she shot herself in the foot. So.
Yeah, that's the benefit. Eric hit the nail on the head. It has nothing to do with Sanders. Sanders, it's not a he said, she said thing, because Sanders is like, you know, what the fuck ever. You know, basically, that's what he's doing. He's like...
Didn't they, like, have a video from him in 1988?
Yes.
Debunking what she said about
He sat down with a I think it was elementary school, Eric, and he was explaining how anything a man can do, a woman can do. And a woman is going to be president one day, et cetera, et cetera. So this whole narrative that Bernie Sanders is sexist is absolute fucking trash. And CNN is fucking trash for reporting that shit,
you know,
too.
Maybe he is in some level, but it's definitely not because of what she showed us.
He is. Eric?
Instead of tearing down each other, they should be focusing on the guy who is a threat to the Constitution, a threat to... Well, basically, if he has his way, they're going to be rich people who own the world, and the rest of us who are stuck in mud.
Yeah. Well, Sanders is doing just that, Breakman. He is paying no attention to this. Like, they tried to interview his wife, Jane Sanders, about this, and Jane was like, this is over. You know, which is the dignified thing to do. It doesn't need any airtime. There's bigger and better things to focus on, like taking down Trump and, you know, changing the country. So everything from Sanders' camp has been total class. He's got a 40-year history of not doing anything remotely sexist. Nobody has anything but good things to say about Senator Sanders. So if I'm going to take a side on this, I'm going to go with the guy with 40 years of history as opposed to the woman who has a 30-year history or more of lying about her heritage, about all kinds of shit, lying on her applications, and
could we like move on, because we've been spending a lot of time on this.
Well, yeah, it's my stinko, and you know, that's fine.
No, I'm saying on specifically, we've been spending a lot of time on the exact like argument of whether. Never mind.
Yeah,
go on.
well, whatever.
Just go ahead.
All I'm saying is, it's all nonsense. I agree with you, Breakman.
I want to argue about some of the other political stuff, and just arguing over what they said is just dumb.
It is. You're right. We're not going to spend any more time on it. But Lev Parnas is a piece of shit, and anybody who thinks he's sympathetic has got another thing coming. That guy's a punk. He's a punk ass bitch. I don't
get the idea that Andrew Yang is somehow regressive.
He is not at all. He's not. He's a one-trick pony.
I talked to this guy, and he told me he went with Young after he had the interview on Joe Rogan, which is not the greatest place in the world to find.
No, I heard that interview, and if anybody goes with
Joe Rogan's a gullible fool.
Yeah, that interview was terrible. Anyways, he's basically
he's an entertainer. He's not a journalist. Like,
nope.
People need to stop taking these people as journalists.
Yep,
and the journalists need to start acting like journalists, and they need to stop softballing shit.
But you see how people have to turn to people like Joe Rogan and other like young
I get it.
because the mainstream media sucks so bad, man. I mean, there's a reason why fake news is like a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there
Yeah.
it's sometimes I'm enraged by that moniker, and other times I'm like, I totally
Yeah, that's
fucking
right.
agree.
Exactly.
All right, we do need to move on. Let's move on.
But I just wanted to say,
Oh.
like, other things, like if this whole impeachment process, like
Mhm.
her decided, let's go on with it.
How about instead of calling it
turn-
fake news, we can call it fart news?
Yeah.
Because I want to say gaslighting, but that might be too complex of a word for some people.
Well,
so fart
farts
news.
are made from methane, so maybe it makes sense, Eric. What were you saying, Breakman?
Um, but there are a lot of other things going on, like the whole impeachment process, for instance. Like, I think she caved, like you said, like last week, going into this, like she should be holding him. Like this is exactly what they want, so they can just pass this fake trial, which is
Yeah.
going to happen. Basically, there's not going to be witnesses, and if they are, it's not going to be.
I actually
It's going to be like 2, 3 maybe, and it's
what-
not going to be as much evidence. Like McConnell, for instance, it said he is not going to take the new evidence that's already been presented. Like Lev, for instance, we know he's a dirtbag and he's all through all this muck and shit, but he has actual proof of his connections.
Mm-hmm.
So he has physical proof showing that he, called Rudy Giuliani at this time, texted him about this. And Rudy Giuliani said, I represent the president, and he's got this all like documented.
Yeah.
So he's a scumbag, but he's got proof of, that I have connections
does.
to other scumbags. Like
He
the president's
does,
a scumbag too. Look.
In all actuality, I think this Lev Parnas stuff, Breakman, is actually going to force the Republican hands, and they're going to get. Look, the Republicans are scumbags right now. The ones that are in office, they're going to get their way on some things, but they're going to have to give something to the Democrats, and I think it's going to be 4 witnesses for the Democrats and 4 witnesses for the Republicans, and I would not be surprised if Joe Biden happens to be caught up in this, which is fine by me, because if they find wrongdoing by him, by all means, get rid of his fucking ass too.
The thing is, like, if they find wrongdoing by him or Hunter Biden, like, they're going to use that as complete focus to exonerate the president.
But why would they exonerate the president?
Because have you seen how they've behaved since he's been elected?
Well,
like, they've bent over backwards to lick his asshole.
I understand, but if we have them on the record, Breakman, exonerating crimes, then the constituents should take care of that business. We can vote, and we can get people in or out based on bullshit, right? If a Democrat was doing the same thing and the roles were reversed, I would be all for getting the fucking Democrats out of there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
exactly,
it is what it is. Let's move on to.
See, I wish it was a Democrat doing this, because my whole life a Republican.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted the Democrats to be the bad guys, and then like, you get guys like Trump and W. Like, god damn.
Yeah, I
you got
know.
bad guys, and you got even badder guys.
Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, because the Democrats have proven over the years you can't trust them either.
Right, Breakman.
But Donald Trump is a new level of hell.
Yep. Breakman, why do you think I'm an independent and have always been an independent my whole life, man?
Soon there'll be a 10th
reason.
level of hell, the Trump level.
Yep. All right, we need to move on.
Another problem I had was with Nancy Pelosi's whole attitude towards it. When she announced the impeachment, she refused to let anybody in her caucus like cheer and celebrate or anything like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
So the signing, she ordered like special pens, and while she was signing, she was stopping to like save every pen, like these gold tip pens or something, so she could pass them out to memorialize this.
Oh boy, yeah, that's so stupid.
Is such a hypocrite. She is.
She is. She's one of the worst Democrats by far, man. She's a centrist piece
I hate
of shit.
rooting for her, but she's on the right side of the law right now. She's on the right side of reality and justice at this point.
Yeah, you're right, but she's still a corrupt piece of shit.
No, I'm not saying she isn't.
yeah.
Like, I'm still gonna
Yeah,
when she's out of office, it's like, yes, fine.
Yeah, I know. There's a guy running against her called Shahid Buttar, and I hope he wins. I hope he's primarying her, and I hope he fucking wins. He's got some grassroots behind him, and I hope he wins and kicks her ass out of fucking Congress, man. Nothing would make me happier other than Bernie Sanders becoming president. So, there's stuff happening, Breakman.
Like I hate supporting her. I hate being on her side.
Yeah.
But like she's on the right side right now.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's move on.
Dude, what does my tattoo say?
Sweet of the week.
All right, real quickly, my sweeto is I'm getting a new car stereo, which I had to save for, but that February 1st, I will have a new car stereo, so yay me. Eric, I didn't see anything under you, so I'm just going to go straight to Breakman, your sweeto.
This one I thought was actually really cool. World's first living machine created using frog cells and artificial intelligence.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so
You mean,
this...
by living machine, you mean like a computer?
Yeah, it's... though original... let me kind of read this here.
IOPC.
What happens when you take cells from frog... Nah, skip that. Though the original stem cells came from frogs, the African called frog, these so-called xenobots don't resemble any known amphibians. The tiny blobs measure only 0.04 inches or a millimeter, are made of living tissue that biologists assembled into bodies designed by computer models, according to a new study. And this is just the first thing of what could turn out to be amazing. Like something, like for instance, these could be, if done right, these could be used for health.
Has the Catholic League complained yet? Because it's because of stem cell.
Yeah,
essentially. But this is something that could be used to heal internal organs and such like that. Like these things are designed to do their job like for a specific length and then like kind of die off at that point.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Right now, but this is only like the first generation. Like this could turn into something really major.
It's either that or we could have a different type of Skynet on our hands.
Right. Right. Eventually they'll take us all over.
Yep, exactly.
From the inside out.
Yep.
So wait, these are the nano machines that they're talking about in Metal Gear Solid.
Exactly.
The ones
That's
that could
awesome,
heal
man.
you.
I'm glad you brought that to the forefront, Breakman. I'm big on science and stuff like that, and I hadn't heard about this. That's really cool. It's
I
really
posted the link in
nifty.
chat for everyone.
Yep. If it leads to like being able to replace organs and stuff like that, longer lifespans, I'm all for that shit. I mean, assuming there's a planet to inhabit. You know what I'm saying? So, right on. That's cool.
As a long-term thing, I'm thinking of, you have something, say you have cancer in your body, and you send these little things in there to go deal with the cancer, and once they're done, they just kind of die off, and you kind of digest them or whatever.
Yeah, that's like inner space type shit, man. That's really cool,
Right.
man. You know what? Nanotubes are supposedly involved in that type of shit too. Like being able to like make actual mini machines, like mini robots, microscopic ones, and send them in and like cut out cancer precisely, and then they kind of die off and into your system, and you're done. That's good news, man. I'm glad you brought that here, Breakman. That's
Right.
excellent.
You know what I really want? I want those worms from Futurama. Those worms like made you like stronger and faster,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
smarter,
man.
and like you could play music and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like they made you like a super guy.
Why
or
not?
a superwoman, whoever you are.
Super soldiers, man.
That's what I want from like these nanotechs and from the living robots.
Heck yeah, man.
I want to turn
on.
me into a superpowered. Awesome.
Exactly. All right. Let's move on to a real quick question I have for you guys in this week's edition of...
It's a free-for-all! Little baby! Yeah, it's a free-for-all! Wow! Suck it!
Okay, real quickly, guys, because I know we're running out of time and everybody's hungry, etc., etc. If you could get rid of one annoying thing in life, what would it be, big or small? Or maybe you have one big and one small. And I'll start with you, Breakman.
Winter.
Ooh, okay. That's a big one. Do you have a small one?
Or, well, you know what? Maybe I should go bigger. Cancer.
Okay. Yeah, I thought about that too.
I didn't want to go. Maybe I didn't really want to go that big though. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Can I go with both of those?
Yeah, why not? Why not? What about you, Eric? What if you could get rid of one annoying thing in life? What would it be, big or small?
Big, never ever being tired, so never ever having to sleep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
And small would be never having to worry about getting like your retina in your eye
Okay, all right, I can
or
understand
apnea or whatever that stuff's called. Remia. I forget what it was called.
that. Yeah.
But it's basically like the gunk that just builds up over time, the mucus in your
Yeah.
eye.
Freak Five
Oh,
says
I know.
Or,
I got
or
another
any
one.
kind of eyelashes. That
Yeah.
stuff too.
Yeah. Freak Five says religion. That's a big one. Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't mind getting rid of all of it, man. What were you saying, Breakman?
I get rid of guns.
Okay, that's another thought. That's a
Like
big one.
there's toy guns would still exist, video game guns still would exist, but nobody could ever make another gun.
Yeah. There you go.
You could make the gun, but the gun wouldn't work. In
Yeah.
fact, it would probably break.
Unless aliens start invading us, and in which case we can have guns again.
In which case we would all be dead because they'd be way more advanced.
In which case we get better guns. That's
Maybe it'd be like Metal Gear Solid 4, where like all the guns in the world are basically like use your fingerprints in order to work.
There you go. Okay.
I mean, and the only way to get around that is to like basically hack them.
Yeah. My small
we could make
thing.
them like that one in the Bond movie where it shoots backwards and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
down the barrel.
All right. My small thing that I would get rid of, and I know that there's practical uses for this function of our bodies, but itching. I hate itch. I have psoriasis, which is kind of an autoimmune disease where your body produces cells upon cells, and it isn't.
My dad has that too. So.
Yeah, it's
I don't mean to interrupt.
and no, I have I don't have a major case of it. I just like on my scalp. There's a couple of places that I can never stop itching, and I fucking hate it. Itching fucking sucks. I know there's practical uses like when you're healing and or it kind of tells you that you're healing and stuff, but I can't stand itching. So that's my small. That would be my small thing. Big thing. I would probably get rid of like brain-related like dementia and Alzheimer's and stuff like that because
I
I
got a
think
runner-up for big thing too.
I think
having to wear glasses. I don't want to wear them ever again.
well, there's a solution for that called LASIK surgery.
Yeah, that's not permanent though. You have to keep constantly getting surgery.
It depends on what
And it costs money, so
It does cost money, but it depends on your ailment, so I can understand that, man. But I mean, like, my big thing would be like that, like, because I think there's nothing worse than losing memories, man. Like, memories are what make us who we are, and to lose that, like, over time, slowly but surely, is awful. And I think, I think if like your story about frog bots, if that could, like, eradicate Alzheimer's and those type of things and cancer and stuff like that, that would be a very good use of science. So that would be my thing. Anything else that you guys want to add?
Yeah, one thing I'd like to get rid of is exiles.
Oh, how dare you! That's never going away.
Wow.
What about
That's
you,
mean.
Brakeman?
I
You're
want to get rid of
exiled.
mosquitoes.
Oh, see, I thought about that one too, but the problem with that, Breakman, is everything kind of depends on mosquitoes, man. If you look at the food chain, mosquitoes are essential. But I agree with you. Mosquitoes fucking suck, man. Anytime like
I
here,
wouldn't get rid of mosquitoes. I'd get rid of all the diseases they could cause, though.
I would get rid of.
I'd get rid of their biting thing, like, or I'd make it so they can't bite people.
Yeah, that's perfect. There you go. That's
how
a good.
they get people blood.
Yep.
They won't from now on. Those
They'll
little
have a diet of anything that's not people.
Yep.
As long as it's blood, as long as it's not people's blood.
I read a story that they're working on that. Like the taste for human blood is not going to be. Scientists are working on that. Breakman, look out for some stories on that because it's a
I
huge.
think that still will affect their diet, though.
I don't think so,
'Cause
man.
you'd be cutting off at least one of their food supplies.
They have plenty of other food supplies like cows and pigs and all kinds of other shit. But I hate.
I mean, sure, it might not be a problem at first, but it might become a problem.
I go out for
I
two.
don't think so because look at the rainforest. The rainforest is absolutely covered in mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And the rainforest does not get a lot of people.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep, that's true. You're right. I think it would be a small part of their diet, man. I think they would be.
Yeah, until
Just fine.
climate change destroys the rainforest.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, that's
God Damn it.
I didn't even think of that. That probably wouldn't be one big thing I would do is like save the earth, climate change, man. That's, reverse climate change. That would be a big thing. But okay, I think that's all we got time for this week. We went a little over. Let's do our plugs.
So wait, we got superpowers now, so can I mold the whole universe in my image?
What in a big exile? Because you've been exiled today, or what?
Dr. Manhattan, right?
Yeah, Dr. Manhattan, that shit, man. Okay, let's do our plugs. Breakman, your plug away. Took you a while, man. Okay,
If only Freak was on here, he'd play his harmonica.
Oh God, don't encourage him, man. What do you got? What do you got?
This harmonica?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Eric, you just had to fucking do it. You're both exiled. One for encouragement and one for doing the act, man. All right, Breakman, what are your?
You see, that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be like one person scapegoated for it, or like one person's career completely ruined and then other people unpunished.
Yeah, or Freak Five says, or his didgeridoo. Okay.
Make a band.
Yeah.
Cowbell, harmonica, didgeridoo.
No, let's.
I might see Cats, but not in theaters.
I didn't believe in a hell.
I'll try to get marijuana from somewhere and not get caught, and watch it high.
I'll send you some, Eric. I'll send you some.
I think you should do something that'll make you trip if you're gonna watch Cats. God. Do some shrooms or something. It'll be like a nightmare experience. Oh my God, those are the most horrifying things I've ever seen.
Shrooms are legal. Shrooms are legal in Denver too. Just to let you guys know, shrooms are legal in Denver. All right.
Maybe that's a plan. Maybe we could all go to Denver and we can watch Cats and get stoned.
Oh my God, that we would record. I would record that. I'd be okay with that if you guys came to Denver. That'd be sweet. Okay. Breakman, plugs, please.
You can follow me at break_man, or you can follow me at. Let me start over. You can follow me at break_man. Or you can follow me at RPGrinders, where you can send me a question to Dear Breakman, and how else can we save the world if you don't send this to me?
Yeah, send Breakman questions. MXT is in here. Holy fuck, man! He comes in at the last second. Jesus Christ, man!
He must have got off work.
He got off at work. Oldest ride, longest line. What does that mean?
You never know what MXT says. Dungeon says, "Whoa!" and MXT appears right at the end of the show too. MXT. You know what? I got to think about what MXT's entrance would be. But yeah, okay. Eric,
probably Hogan.
Yeah.
Eric, loud.
Eric, your plugs.
I'm gonna plug sites like BostonBashForBrigade.com, TotallyGN.com. and VogNetwork.com, and I write reviews for those sites for games. And the latest one I have up is on TotallyGN, and that's for Genso Skydrift. And you can check that out. And if you like what I've written and you like other stuff I've written and you want to support me, sending me as little as $1 through my Patreon would help. And you can go to my Patreon either through Patreon, type in Eric Kelly's writing reviews and making videos. Haven't done the video part lately because I'm still trying to figure out how I'd make that work. But other than that, you can find the link directly on my Twitter account profile. It's at EricRPG.
Okay. I want to say, if you guys want, like, if you're in chat, if you're a regular chatter, unlike MXT, but even if you are MXT and you're in chat right now, send me like what your entrance music would be. It has to be 5 seconds or less, MP3 format, to frankbranches@gmail.com. I will, anytime you're in chat, like you enter chat, I will put that intro music for you. So kind of a nice little nod to the live chatters. So it'd be fun. Are we doing movie night? How dare you, MXT Exiled. Thanks to everybody.
Maybe we can watch the 2017 Power Rangers to get banned for that too.
Oh boy. Thanks to everybody in chat. MXT just joined. Freak 5 Chaos is in chat. Commander Root, Bernie was in chat. Dungeon Buster, a good friend Dungeon Buster. Windsock was in chat. Thank you so much. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Frank Branches. You know, you can follow me there. If you want to get me on any of the systems, it's RPGrinders. The capital RPG I don't think makes a big difference except for Xbox, if I'm not mistaken. But there you go. That's where you can find me. And watch Lighthouse. Lighthouse is a fantastic movie with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. You guys will not be disappointed if you like those old black and white movies. It has that type of feel. So that's about it. So you guys got anything else before we take off?
It's always more expensive when it comes to cars.
Yeah. That's about it. Take care, everybody. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Until then, we are out. Later, everybody. Dare you ruin the outro, son of a bitch.
I was making it better. But do you not like this? What's this?
Dare you? Exiled. You're all exiled. I'm walking off this goddamn show. Hey, everybody in chat, thank you so much. MXT, thanks for stepping on in for the last little plugs, I guess. That's all you got, MXT. But yeah, I'm doing it for you chatters, for the guys that are always in chat or usually in chat. Send me a little 5-second or less MP3, frankbranches@gmail.com. If you're listening on archives or on YouTube or Twitch, if you're normally in chat, send me a little intro music for you, or a little music clip, or a little sound effect that you want me to play when I see you in chat. So that's about it. Thank you guys, everybody in chat. You guys rock. You know the deal. Share our links, all that stuff. Later, guys in chat.